Thank you so much for joining. If you want to introduce yourself as you join, thank you so very much for joining us on the Women Empowerment Conference, Empowering Nations, Empowering Women, Building Nations. And this is our third edition so far this year, based on your request for more of such empowering conferences. We hope everyone is going to be able to join. We'll give about 5 more minutes for everyone to join us, and we're going to kick off so you can get the best from all that we are doing. Perfect. Please do introduce yourself. You want to share, your name, where you're joining us from, so that we can welcome you. That's a wonderful Shino there. The wonderful Sarah again was out and she is back. Please do introduce yourself. You can put it on the chat box. As always, we want to know where you're coming from. We want to welcome you. Thank you so very much. We have some incredible leaders there already. Hi, Wami. Why, hi, Dr. Victorine Thomum, our wonderful inspirational speaker.
Good evening to everyone.
Good
This is
evening.
Gladys.
Lovely to see you and have you. Just say your name. You can speak, unmute yourself.
Gladys from Cameroon.
Wonderful, Gladys. Lovely, lovely, lovely to have you here. It's a true privilege and honor to have you all. Incredibly inspirational women. Please just unmute your microphone and say hi, where you are joining us from. We want to hear your wonderful, inspirational, and powerful voice. Our voices are really important. Thank you. Or if you prefer to type there, that is perfectly fine. I am going to be introducing some of our speakers. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to just put Sarah is there again. Sarah, you are the co-host, aren't you? Perfect. Thank you all. How many more minutes do we have? Let's just see. I'm going to stream live on Facebook as well. Perfect. We have about, just introduce yourself, please. We want to hear where you're coming from. If you have any burning desire, any burning question, please do put there. We promise you, I'm very confident with the incredible lineup of speakers that we have here, we'll be able to respond to every question of yours. I am super confident about that. So please do put your question there. Perfect. We're going to go live on Facebook as well. We are streaming live on YouTube. Thank you all for joining us. It's a true privilege and honor to have you all here today. We have 1 more minute to kick off, 1 more minute. If you have some questions, any burning desire, please do put here on the chat box so that we can take into account when we have the Q&A panel session with our incredibly inspirational and motivational speakers. Perfect. We're going to start straight away. We want to make maximum use of our time. Thank you so very much for joining me. I'm just going to share my screen with you so you may probably actually see the theme. I'm just going to talk about the theme, whatever you prefer, that's fine. We're going to kick off. We still have a lot of people who have to join us. The wheel will go on because we need to keep to time. We really do value you all. We value your time. We know how important, your time is. We know how busy you are as leaders in your various fields and nations. You actually are very, very busy, productive as well, and your time is crucial. So we don't want to. I'm not sure why Sarah keeps getting in and out. Sarah, perfect. I'll just let her in now. It looks like you have a problem. If you want to unmute yourself, that would be great so that you can help to admit those who are joining as I'm going to start immediately. I'm going to do this again. Latoya, are you there? Perfect. I'm going to make you the co-host. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to make you the co-host. And I'll just introduce our speakers briefly while we are waiting. I'll just highlight them. I have Dr. Formum there. Let me see if her microphone is on. Her microphone is not on. Her video is not on. Latoya's phone is not on. Microphone or is not on as well. Thank you all so very much for joining me. If you can turn your microphones on, that would be perfect. If not, we're going to go ahead. I just wanted to introduce our speakers. You're going to have my wonderful self, of course. I'm the host of the Women Empowerment Conference. This is our third episode, like I said, and the goal for running these conferences, which we're going to be running a few more before our flagship Global Women Leadership Summit 2026, which is going to take place in the iconic city of Liverpool over 3 days, over 5 days, from the 5th of November, especially for our international delegates, to the 9th of November 2026. This is a platform we create so global leaders can come together, women from diverse walks of life and nations who are highly gifted in their fields and are doing incredible work in their field or space of leadership, bring them together to share groundbreaking blueprints, strategies, resources for us to actually be equipped with the tools, resources, and blueprint that we need to effectively lead and leave a lasting legacy and impact in our world. And this is the third of such. The theme for today's conference is empowering women, building nations. We know that women are building and nation builders. And I just want to quickly introduce our speakers before I get into the talk. Like I said myself, I'm Dr. Sylvia Forchab-Likambi. I'm the founder and CEO of Voice of Nations and Global Chair of Global Visionary Women Network, a leading empowerment and transformation authority, 10 times international best-selling author. It's a true privilege and honor to be present here today to share this incredible platform with you, to share my knowledge, wisdom with you, and inspire you, even if it's just one of you. But I'm very confident a lot more of you will be inspired today to step out and live a fulfilling, authentic, and purposeful life. It is a call to you to stop playing small, to stop having just a local impact, because the truth is, if you're highly gifted, you are unique and special in a certain domain, and your gift serves everyone who needs that gift that you have. So it is vital that you step out from your comfort zone and have global impact. We want to unite women from all over the world, all walks of life, so that we can together come together and have a greater impact. My impact could only be smaller because I'm only one, no matter how great it may seem. But when we put together phenomenal leaders like you all gathered here today, when we come together to listen to the incredible speakers all gathered here today, we have the wonderful Dr. Victorine Agum, Angela Preston, Latoya Likambi, who is our youngest speaker today, because we want to be leading the young generation. We want to create a lasting legacy, and we must pass the baton on to our young generation. When we come together, the impact is far greater than any impact that any single one of us can have alone, isolated. So while I may have an impact here, I'm very confident. Dr. Victorine Agumaswe, I'm super confident. Angela Preston, I'm incredibly confident. And the wonderful 19-year-old Latoya, I'm super confident that each one of them will be able to impact and influence you positively, and will be able to share some powerful blueprints and strategies that you'll be able to run with from today and start building nations right where you are. You don't have to wait to get to a certain place or to become a certain person before you start building. We've got to start right now and yeah, where we are with what we have, as we keep expanding and gaining more visibility, clarity, more connection, contact, so that we may leverage our network. We may leverage the gifts and potentials of others and build something far bigger than each one of us could ever build alone. So I'll be introducing my wonderful next speaker as well, which will be Dr. Victorine Agum, an incredible Olympian, award-winning athlete. She comes from the wonderful nation of Cameroon, and it's a true privilege myself to come from this nation. And she also represents Global Visionary Women Network in Cameroon. We've done some work with her. She was at our last Global Women Leadership Summit, And when she spoke, a lot of people kept asking for her. She couldn't make it last year for health reasons, but I promise you she'll be back this year with us. And she's the president of Global Women Emancipation in Sport, and you'll be hearing from her on the theme of catalyst for national development and transformation. She's going to share with you how women can become catalysts. A catalyst is trivial and fundamental for a reaction, for a process to take place. You might not see that catalyst, but without it, that process can never take place. Let's think about a yeast. Without the yeast, we can never have the dough rise. Yet we don't see the yeast when we consume the dough. That's what we are talking about. We are all catalysts. It's not really about being so loud or being seen out there. Your effect will be undeniable when our nations are built, when generations are impacted, communities, and eventually the world at large. Like that catalyst. It's like that light bulb. It doesn't have to speak. Its evidence in darkness is indisputable. All we need to do is allow it to shine to its maximum potential and is able to engulf darkness and bring light where there was once darkness. And then after her, we're going to be having an incredible young speaker who is my wonderful daughter. She's actually a 4 times international best-selling author. She's the founder and CEO of Taste Eye Skincare, an organic skincare product. She has her own skincare shop. I think one of the first young people. She started her cosmetic brand at the age of 13. She wrote her first book, which was published at the age of 10. And she's been speaking globally to impact and transform young people. She's got her own magazine to showcase and spotlight young trailblazers and visionaries so that we can have a change. We can change our world. We may not only have negative impact or reports about our young people. When they see positive role models, then they can follow in their footsteps. Because there is power in having positive role models. There is power in having people who are like us, who look like us, of the same age. Because when they hear from me, Dr. Victorine, they might be thinking, when I become a doctor, Angela Preston, they may be thinking, when I have a master's, when I complete university, when I have my own business, then I'll be able to impact lives. But when they hear from young people like themselves who are still studying, yet they are making a difference wherever they are, then they see the potential of them really thriving and having real life impact in the now and right here. And Latoya also, she's an award-winning entrepreneur, inspirational best-selling author, like I said. And we're going to have the wonderful Angela Preston, an incredible friend and colleague of mine. You know, she is incredible. You can't believe she's traveling from New York. Her plane has just arrived, but she wanted to be here for you, with us. It tells you how much she values, you know, impacting and transforming women like yourself, how much she values the relationship we've cultivated and making a difference. She will be talking on strengthening communities through women's resilience and leadership. She's an incredible resilient leader. She will share her story with some of you who will be moved to tears. Latoya will definitely be talking about empowering young women to lead, innovate, and build nations. It's not only for women like us, for mothers and older women. I dare to say older women. It's actually dignity and pride to become mature and older because we've got wisdom. So let's not take any offense. And Angela Preston is a TEDx speaker, I think 6 times international best-selling author as well, coach, and she's passionate about reducing the impact of addiction and counseling lines within the communities and impacting women to step out into leadership roles and make a difference using their experiences as stepping stones to leave a greater impact in our world. And here is my wonderful self. I'm going to go straight into our keynote for today. Our theme, once again, like I shared with you, is all about empowering women and building nations. How many of us are empowered women? You may raise your hands there. I believe I'm talking to empowered women. I know you wouldn't be in this conference if you are not an empowered woman. I know I'm talking to incredible trailblazers and leaders, even though for some of us we've been suppressed. How many of us, I want to see your hands up. You might use the emoji to put your screen up. How many of us believe we are empowered? Come on, my ladies, come on, my leaders. I want to see your hands up. Where are we? Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, my wonderful Gladys. That's awesome. I want to see more hands. Thank you so much, Kwan, Louis. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I love that. More hands. Thank you, Nikki. I knew that. I know I'm talking to incredible leaders. Thank you also very much, more hands. Wonderful, wonderful, Latoya. I know I'm talking to empowered women and leaders. And of course, Dr. Agum Victorine. I want to see more hands. Come on, come on. How many of us believe we are not empowered? Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you so very much. Thank you, my wonderful Sarah. And you and empowered women as well. How many of us believe or think we are not empowered? We still need to be empowered. I mean, this is just, there is never, we can never become the best of ourselves and then it's finished. Every day is an opportunity to grow and become better than we were yesterday, than we were even 5 minutes ago. So don't get me wrong. We are here in this conference. We want to be even more empowered. We are already empowered women, because you might ask, why am I here then if I'm empowered? And I know why you are here, because that's why I'm here myself. I will learn from so many of you, believe me or not, from the speakers and also from the incredible leaders here who will be asking questions and some of them sharing their own testimonies. So how many of us think we are not empowered? Let me see. We need to be empowered. Let me see. Is there anyone? Perfect. There's no one. I love that. How many of us will call ourselves nation builders? Empowering women, building nations. Nation builders? Superb. Shino, wonderful. Awesome. Vicky, awesome. Awesome to you all. I want to see more hands. Thank you, Quan Louis. Thank you again. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. We are building nations. Thank you, Victorious Elo. I know you are an empowered leader. I know you are building nations there. I know you are making a huge difference and impact in our world. Thank you so very much. How many of us are building nations? How many of us want to become nation builders if we are not yet nation builders? It's not a great task, okay? How many of us want to build our communities? It starts from where we are. If you are the light, you're going to shine everywhere you are. So it's not like we're going to be limited to just shine in my room. If I place you as a light out there, you're going to shine outside. If I place you as a light in Asia, you're going to shine in Asia. If I place you as a light in Africa, you're going to shine there. So it's just you being you. It's being authentically you and none else. And just doing your thing, just being everything you were created to become. And don't try to be anyone else, because you could never, never be anyone else. I could never, never be anyone else. Perfect. I want to ask you another question. Too often when we hear the word empowered, I hear a lot of women say it means giving you power. What does empowered really mean? What does empowerment really, really mean? Type it in there. What does empowerment mean? I know there are lots of titles now or definitions. As our world is going, you will know a lot of words are losing meaning. They're becoming so diluted. So I'm going to go to the most profound and authentic definition of what empowerment simply means. What is empowerment? Let's see. What's empowerment? No one is going to give you power here. You've got all the power you need to become everything you were created to become. Let's get that right. A lot of people think empowerment means giving you power. I can't give you power. I didn't create you. Dr. Agum Victorine is not going to come here to give you power. You already have all the power within you to become everything you were created to become. Like my eyes have all the strength, all the power, all the tools, everything it needs to see effectively once it's opened and it is not damaged or destroyed and it's working effectively in accordance with its definite purpose, then my eyes are going to see. I can't say because I am actually maybe the owner, I own this body. I don't know if I can even use that word correctly. I give power to my eyes. Absolutely. I cannot even comprehend how the eyes work. We know very little. Yes, I know as a scientist, they taught us maybe biology and all of that. We are limited. We keep discovering. And that's why as a medical researcher myself, we keep researching. It says research. You search, you research again. You search what has already been, sorted out and to find more meaning to go into greater depths. So are we clear? We are not giving anyone power here. In the most simple terms and definition, empowerment simply means enabling you, every incredible leader here, to access the power, authority, and influence. Power, authority, influence, PAI. Within you, you already have power. You have authority. You have influence. But for some of us, we don't access it. It's like I've got money in the bank. I'm not aware because I am ignorant that someone deposited money in my bank account, which is why it says on Hosea 4:6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So many of us have got incredible power already. All of us are already created to fulfill a definite purpose, just like every body part of ours. Before we even grew up and became mature adults, Every part had a definite purpose and was equipped with everything, the power, authority, and influence to lead in that domain. You have been equipped with everything, the power, the authority, and the influence to lead in your domain, to live the life you were born and called to live, that only you can live. But what happens to us, so many of us, it's like, I've got a light here. I'm not refuting the light is in this room. And I put a veil over that light. So many women have put a veil over their power. Nobody gives you a voice. I hear so many people say, we want to give women voice. No, I didn't create you. Come on. You had your voice already, but you were not speaking. For some of us, we've been silenced. For some of us, maybe we've spoken in the past and gotten into problems. Or maybe we've spoken in the past and no one listened to us. We were rejected, we were abandoned, we were persecuted. So we've shut down. We're not giving you voice. You already got the voice. We are allowing you to access it, to unlock it, to take off that veil of your problems, of that abuse, that kind of shrunk your power, that abuse, that kind of changed your perception about yourself, that abusive situation, relationship, or that rejection, that failure, that health situation that made you to start seeing yourself less than what you truly are. And hence you put a veil over that power, authority, and influence that you've always had from creation, from birth, that you just need to develop and fine tune, which is why I said, even though we are empowered, we keep growing. Else there is no need for me to live tomorrow. If I have arrived, it means I have fulfilled my purpose. And if your purpose is fulfilled on this earth, you are not needed anymore to be on this earth. And so tomorrow will meet you and me. But thank God tomorrow is going to meet you and I, because we've not accomplished our purpose yet. Because there's still room for growth. There is still room to unlock the potential. Potential is unused ability, untapped energy, untapped resources. Things that we have not done. When we talk of potential energy in physics, it's energy that is dormant. Energy is never created or destroyed. You don't create energy. Some people say, I'm going to save my energy. Again, it's limitation. You don't save energy. You can't create it. You can't save it. You can't direct it. Energy is never created nor destroyed. At the very beginning of the creation of the universe, God himself was life. Words are life, words are energy. And these words became flesh, these words became alive, you and me. And everything that this universe needs, all the energy is already entrapped, but it's dormant energy, potential energy. It becomes active, activated when we take actions, when we go to work, when we develop ourselves, when we build ourselves, when we allow ourselves to grow and make mistakes so we can learn from them and become better. When we allow ourselves to learn from those who have gone ahead of us and they are thriving in an area where we want to thrive. When we allow ourselves to actually ask questions and never think our questions are silly, simply because we want to understand, we want to know, so that we don't perish for lack of knowledge. So we don't create energy or destroy energy. Potential energy is dormant, unused energy. Once it's used at a time, when we turn on the light is called light energy. If we are cooking in some other energy, in the car, mechanical energy, energy is transformed from one state to the other. Those who've become resentful, bitter because of what they've gone through, no one created that bitterness or resentment in me. Maybe it's been stored as anger towards someone who has been oppressing you, who's been, very, very abusive towards you, because you never spoke, you silenced, you put a veil over it, you put it under the table, under the carpet, you pretended it didn't exist. Gradually, emotion is energy in motion. It is finding a way of escape. It's telling us a message. Emotion are messages. And gradually, you find that anger because you've not channeled it correctly. I can be angry and channel it for a greater cause and purpose. Anger is not necessarily bad. I can be in pain and channel it for a greater cause or purpose. Pain is not necessarily bad. There is no birth without pain. Think about every life brought into the world. It took pain to bring forth every life. So if you have harbored that anger, it's now being transformed within you from anger to resentment to bitterness, and it suppresses on your organs. Then later on, our organs are affected. Whatever it is, we begin to have depression. We are low because a contrite, a broken spirit, a negative spirit saps our energy. It's not like your energy is sapping because energy is being conducted from you into that hole. I want you to think about a void where everything you put in is lost. You see why we say depressed? Because it's like a dormant, negative, deep hole or darkness. When you continue to channel your energy on negative stuff, it is being transformed. So if you have only maybe 100 watt, okay, I'm beginning to sound like a scientist now. Let's say we could measure energy. Let me speak in normal terms, okay? Let's say your energy could fill up a bottle of water. Imagine I had a bottle of water because, like I said, energy is already contained of all the energy. It's being transformed from one state to the other. When the energy is not needed, it becomes dormant, rest energy. When it's needed, it's activated. It becomes, kinetic energy, whatever I have to put it on, work and all of that. Passion is energy. Passion is fuel. So you can do the work we are called to do. You can leave the legacy we are called to leave. So with this in mind, I just want to go into depth. If you have any questions, please put out there. I just want to give these very, very fundamental, basic definitions, because to be truly empowered is all about accessing the power you already have, the energy you already have. The dormant energy is power because it's potential energy. It's not being used. We want you to access it, to understand. You are destined for greatness. You are unique. You are one of a kind. There is none like you. And when you access this, you can then use it to make a difference in the area where you are called to share your gift, or you're highly gifted and knowledgeable, so you can share with the world. So how do we as women build that generational impact, or create that generational impact that goes on to build our communities and eventually our nation and the world? It starts from you and me. It starts from you and me. I want to ask you this question, my wonderful, incredible leaders. No judgment, no condemnation, no right or wrong, just awareness. Just for you to become aware of who you are. Because when we know ourselves better and understand ourselves better, that's when we begin to unlock the true power trap within us. Because we understand why we may be angry at this time, why my emotions are all over the place, and I can effectively manage my emotions and have self-control. So I want to ask you this question. How many of us are our very best friend? You are your number one friend. You are your number one ally. You love yourself just as you are. If you were able to get married to yourself, you would definitely even say, I love myself so much. I love that Victorious Alo. I love that. I love that Nikki. I love that. That you say, I'm my best friend. I love to spend time with myself. If I were given the opportunity to choose one person every day, I will spend the most time with. Of course, when you have yourself, your creator is in you. He is the Holy Spirit. It dwells with you. So with yourself, you are actually, I'm not saying, in fact, you cannot even love God if you don't love yourself, because he created you. You should appreciate his creation. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. How many of us, our best friend and ally? I want to tell you this, my incredible, phenomenal leaders. Thank you again. It starts with us. It starts with you. Personal development, personal growth. When you become your best self. How do I become my best self? It's like we work with our children. We give them all the opportunities to learn how to walk, learn how to run, learn how to speak, learn how to read, learn how to maybe solve problems, math. They grow. We teach them. We give them so many opportunities in schools, in extracurricular activities to develop new skills so they become the best of themselves. It's exactly the same for you. Are you investing in yourself? If you were your best friend, it means you are the most valuable possession, of course. Without you loving yourself, without me being here as that human, I can never impact you. I'm a vessel being used by God, which I acknowledge He dwells in me. But without this physical vessel, I'm not a human being and I cannot impact you. I cannot be here right now having this conversation with you as I'm doing now. How many of you invest because you know you are worthy? You're so precious. You care so much for yourself. And what does that mean? It's not some, self-care when these incredible women sometimes say it means go do your nails. Those are physical, external things. You may have all the glittery nails in the world, all the wonderful extension, eyelashes, whatever it is, whatever, how do they call those feelings? Those are superficial. Yet deep down within your soul, you're in pain. You don't even know yourself. You're your own worst enemy. You cannot stand spending time with your own self, which is why you always want to be among people. You always want to listen to others. You can't stand listening to your own thoughts because your own thoughts are misleading you. Your own thoughts are telling you are not worthy enough. You're not good enough. Take away your life. So I'm not talking about the external. Self-care has got nothing to do with the external. Of course, you must take care of the external, but I'm saying when you take care of the internal, every other thing will be in place. Of course, you have to go take a shower. The shower cannot just happen, and you having a clean shower, whatever, clean dress, it may not just happen. But I'm saying the most important things in life, in your life, if cared for, such as your spiritual growth, when you understand as an individual, you have a spirit, a soul, and a body. And your spirit is life. Your soul has your mind, emotions, and will, where your emotions dwell, and you can understand it better so you can channel it in the most effective and productive way whenever those emotions crop up. You don't allow them to control you because you are the owner of this body, the master, the physical human master. You control them so you can channel them for a greater cause and purpose. How many of us invest in ourselves? Because it starts from you. It starts from you. I cannot empower a generation. I cannot create generational change and impact and build nations if I am not sound, if I am not confident, if I don't love myself, if I don't care for myself. I will work at the expense of myself, and when I eventually break down, I can never be there again to continue the work I started. And if I've not accomplished the work to be able to pass on the baton to teach the next generation, maybe my children, you don't need to have biological children. Mother Teresa was one of the greatest mothers that existed on this planet. She had no biological child. Motherhood is a calling. If you are only a mother to your child, that's not your calling. That's just a role. Okay, we are custodian. If you are a true mother, you are a mother to nations. You will have genuine love for your child as you have for other children out there who have no parent to care for them, who have no role mother to love and take care of them. Please, Sarah, can you let me know when my time is up? Let me see what time is it. I just have to be aware.
What time are you going to?
Perfect. Perfect. I started at what time? I've got 45 minutes with questions. Thank you. Perfect.
How long does it? Okay.
So I think it's 6:35. I took some time to introduce and all that. So just take that into consideration, please. Thank you.
Okay.
So my question to you, what are you doing to invest in yourself? What are you doing to understand how powerful you are? To understand that there is a great power, the greatest power that we have, every individual on this earth, is conferred to you, which is the will power, which is the power to choose, which is the power to make choices, whether I attend this summit or not. We had a lot of people registered, lots of them have not joined. Is that power to choose? What is your priority? The things you do, the things you actually do first or always, whether you're aware of it or not, determines your priority. Priority are the things at the top of our list, the top of our goals, what matters to us most. I'm just giving you some time to pause and just reflect and ask yourself these fundamental questions. What are you doing? Have you understood? Because understanding or awareness is the beginning. We cannot transform our lives if we are not even aware that we have the power to become better, that we are gifted in this area and we can step out and lead confidently. Are you aware of who you are? Are you aware of the power, authority, and influence within you? Are you aware that the greatest power on earth is conferred to you, which is called willpower, and no one can ever take it because it's not a physical thing, it's a spiritual concept. I don't know the choice you're going to make until you voice it out. You've already thought about it. As we think, so we become. I don't know the thoughts you're thinking until you voice it out through the spoken or written words. So no one can influence your thoughts unless you allow them by taking in what they think about you, what they say about you, and owning it now as your thoughts and words. Then unfortunately, you are having what they think about you surface. You are beginning to see yourself based on their perception about you. So I want you to understand how important it is for you to know who you are. Know the power. Know your uniqueness. We can't talk of empowerment without asking this question. I know I ask this always. The nature of my work is all about enabling women, young girls, families, all those I work with to thrive in their full potential, to live a purposeful and fulfilling life. I cannot talk about that life. You can't live a fulfilling life when you don't know your purpose. You can't live a fulfilling life when you don't know who you are. You can't have a global generational impact when you don't know who you are, because you will be living someone else's life. And you could never live anybody else's life like they could do it, because you are not equipped with what they are equipped. So I just want you to pause again. Don't tell me, who are you? Some of you who did not join last time, it's got nothing to do with your career. Don't tell me about your career. Don't tell me about your degrees. Don't tell me even about the job you do. Tell me about your strengths. Tell me about the things that bring you deep inner fulfillment and joy. Tell me about the things you enjoy doing and love. Tell me about some of the pains you've gone through and how they've shaped your life. Because pain gives birth to purpose more often than not. Challenges give birth to purpose more often than not. Think about a diamond. When it's crude, it has no value. It's almost valueless. It's got to go through hard pressure. Or gold, high fire furnace, to be purified and polished to reveal its potential. The challenge that came as heat to damage and destroy it was really there to reveal its purpose. What are some of those challenges you've gone through? Now, once you've done this, I'm pleading with you, I'm imploring you to take some time after this conference. Knowledge is only potential power, like I said about energy. Knowledge, everything I'm sharing and all other speakers we share now, is like potential, life trapped within my words. But you've got to go nurture and sow this and apply them in your life to let it become power, to let it transform your life. So as you live here today, I want you to take on board everything you are writing about yourself. I want you to make the commitment you're going to become your best friend. You're going to work on yourself and invest the most in yourself, because if you're your best self, guess what? If you're a wife, you're a mother, your children are going to get the best mother in the world. Your spouse is going to get the best wife. Your friends are going to get the best friend in the world, the best girlfriend in the world. Your colleagues are going to get the best colleagues in the world. And then you can impact them. What can you do daily to improve, to become the best of yourself? No excuses, no ifs, no buts. Nothing to do with your condition. Let's start now with what we know and work on what we are yet to become and improve ourselves. Once we know this, like I said, you cannot be a light and not have immediate impact and influence wherever you are. For some of us, we are saying, I'm waiting to go to college. No. I'm waiting to go to America. No. You don't understand, Dr. Sylvia, in Africa is too hard, it's too rough. I wish I were in Europe. To tell you, my beloved, even in Europe, even in America, we've got American citizens who have no vision, no purpose, no future, who have no hope, who are begging, who are on the streets. It's got nothing to do with your nationality. The poorest man on planet Earth is not the man without money, it's the man without vision and hope. If you've got vision, you're hopeful. Vision bets hope, by the way. All you need is really a vision. Then you will eventually become rich, over time wealthy. So I don't want you to tell me, no, you don't understand where I'm coming from. No. You must have an impact wherever you are. Simple example again, you can see my room is bright, it's lightened. My light is on. It's only in this room. This light does not have to go out in the street, out in some grade, I don't know, before it can have an impact. When you are faithful wherever you are, then believe me, you will be impactful and transformational wherever you are and wherever you are placed. It becomes the most natural thing because that's who you are. So I want to ask you a question. If you now know who you are, your purpose, your original intent, the original purpose, the original reason, you don't use a name to define a name, the original intention for which you were created and placed on this earth, original, okay? And it's done by the manufacturer, the creator. We can change things. I can make an original change. It's no longer original. So once you know that, are you having an impact wherever you are? Are you shining your light wherever you are? Or you are waiting for that day that you overcome that depression? Like I've said, show me a person with passion. You cannot be passionate at the same time and depressed at the same time. You cannot have light at the same time and have darkness at the same time. Yes, there can be darkness within you in a space, in an area of your life, but once you bring light, for the moment being, light takes over. It's its nature. It reveals. It has the authority to engulf darkness. It has the power to engulf darkness. It has influence over darkness. Empowerment. It is empowered to shine and have authority, impact, and influence over darkness, which is why I said empowerment is enabling you to access your power, authority, and influence. Wherever you are, I didn't need to come to the UK. Some people see me now and they think, oh, Dr. Sylvia is confident because she's there. She has a degree. Honestly, talk to my classmates when I was in primary school. My teacher said I had to become a lawyer. Some said a doctor because I was bright in school and intelligent. I could speak and stand up for everyone. Those of you who've seen my last daughter, Destiny Likambi, everyone says Sylvia. Dr. Foreman also mentioned that. Honestly, she's an incredible, incredible leader. She's just 10. She's always been like that. I've always been like that because I continually develop, I continually fine tune. It becomes sharper. It becomes well refined and it gets from a level of amateur to a professional level. It's like you being passionate and gifted in football and you never train. You never go to the field. Look at the top footballers. They train more than the average. The top athletes, Usain Bolt, he trained more than the average. He was gifted, yes. He was empowered, yes. But he constantly developed, refined. That is what we need. It's not where you are. If I get a seed that is fertile, the conditions for a seed to grow is to place it on a fertile ground. Wherever the fertile ground is, that's why if I sow a tomato seed, yeah, it will produce tomatoes. In Ghana, in Cameroon, in China, it will produce tomatoes. The conditions, fertile seed, fertile ground. The conditions, fertile, empowered woman, empowered environment. Connect with women, like-minded women. Women who will enable you to thrive and grow. Women who will become the fertilizer that you need to kickstart your journey. If you've been too slow, maybe you've been around barren ground, this is the time to reposition yourself. I know it may sound like it is contradictory. No. When I talk of this environment, it doesn't have to be in another country, in another nation. Wherever you are, if there's a fertile environment, all you need to do, there are women around you who are empowered, who are optimistic, who are thriving and growing. Surround yourself with such women so you may grow and thrive. And as you grow and thrive, a seed that grows and thrives and produces fruits naturally impacts its environment. Those around there benefit from its fruit. As you do that where you are, be it a mother, you will automatically impact your children. Many have asked me, my children, there is no way I can be a light and not shine in my children. And they see the light and know what it means to be the light and shine. There is no way I can be an empowered woman and my children are not empowered. By their fruits, they will be known. There is nowhere you can be a lioness and you give birth to a goat or a cat. Lion begets lion. Why you? Work on yourself and the best of you, it becomes natural. You impact and you understand the power of legacy. You understand that none of us are meant to live for eternity. None of us are meant to live on this planet forever. Once my time is gone, every work I've not done is unfinished. It can only be carried on by those I've impacted, transformed, and equipped and empowered to carry on my legacy in the form of my children who go on now, like my daughter will be speaking to you, 19 years old, they're having generational impact. It takes from a family, an empowered woman, an empowered family. When you empower a woman, you empower her family. An empowered family results in empowered generation because the mom goes and empowers her own children. The son goes and empowers her own family, and that's a generation. And the generation, we are building the community. Show me a powerful, fortified, and strong community. I will show you great, strong, and fortified families. Communities don't just come from, I don't know, whatever, or some big bang theory. Communities don't come from the ministers, from the government. If the minister's family is broken, think about, you've got some ministers who are broken. How can they give you what they don't have? Someone who is broken, they don't know themselves, they are, I don't know. What do you expect them to give you? Woman, this is the time to stop expecting others to change your life, to change your situation, and start being the change that Mahatma Gandhi said you want to see in your life, in your family. Stop waiting for that husband to change. Women are so powerful. We are incredibly powerful. And I'm so convicted in my spirit. That's the sole reason we are the only vessels that God designed on this planet to harbor and bear life, to bring forth men and women of all nations and caliber, great and small, mighty and whatever. It takes a woman. And words are life. You only need when they are still in your womb. Most men are not so visionary. They are very practical. When you have that child in your womb, you see a leader already. With your voice, with your words, you can start impacting them right from the womb. Words are life that become seed and they grow to produce after their kind. When you sow seed on that unborn child, the first 5 years in a child's life is fundamental. It's like the foundational pillars of every home or every building is instrumental and fundamental and determines how powerful that building will become. It doesn't matter what we put externally. The designs, if the foundation is shaken, if the foundation is not solid, it's only a matter of time. The easiest or the lightest wind will blow it away. When a woman is empowered, you speak life. You understand the power of your voice. No one is giving you voice. Word is spirit. It's a spiritual concept. It's already been within you. You speak life to that child. Don't curse your child. See the best in them. Encourage, inspire them. They go on to impact their generation. They go on to impact a community of strong, vibrant women who empower sons that will go forth and become great men of valor, that will get married and empower their own children. Or whatever, you don't need to get married, that may decide to live a different life, as a servant, I don't know. But they will make a huge impact and contribution to our world. Then by that, what are we doing? we are impacting and transforming our nation. It starts from us. No home is built from the external. No home is built from the roof, the foundational pillars. But think about it. If you don't have an understanding, you don't go build a home when you've not completed the architect, the design. Be it an architect, you know that home has to be 4-story, has to have a kitchen here, a bathroom here, and the architect or the design, whoever, goes and puts the foundation. The foundation determines the home. You cannot work from outside inward. Transformation is from inside out. For us to have generational impact and transformation that will impact our nations, we must start from within. And because we are just releasing what is within us, we are bound to impact our children. A child in the first 5 to 6 years in their life is crucial. Bring up a child in the way they should grow. I bet you they'll grow and not depart from it. They will make their own mistakes. Do you know how many mistakes I made in my life? That my parents must have thought, oh my goodness, where did I go wrong? But here am I today. I needed to make some of those mistakes. In the eyes of man, they may seem as mistakes, but in the eyes of God, it's my training ground. So because I've gone through that, I've tested it, I've fallen, I've gotten up, and I'm now a conqueror, I can lead others going through that path. My mother never went through that path, so she cannot lead them. My father never went through, no matter how much they intended the best for me. Our children will make mistakes and errors, but it is in alignment with their ultimate purpose. If you've laid those foundational pillars, don't worry. Keep speaking the life on them. Don't curse them. Don't speak for the things you see externally. Call for the things that are eternal, the vision you have for them, the vision you have for their life. And they will grow up in that way, building life, becoming optimistic and positive in such a world where people are so pessimistic, where every news is almost bad news. I really don't watch the news. Never, you could ask. If I need something to find out, I just type in the internet specifically what I want. Every news is bad news. Why don't they show the great young leaders having an impact, making a change? Because energy, like, attracts. If we show more people damaging, we think it's the norm to damage. And it's extraordinary to be great. However, it's the norm to be extraordinary leaders and great. I'm going to leave you here now. I'm very sure my time is well spent. Sarah has not told me anything, but I'm very, very sure I've been speaking for so long. And I just want to, before I close, I want to thank you all, phenomenal leaders. I want to thank you for your time, and I want to call on you. So please, as you leave here today, acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge your word. Don't wait for anyone to acknowledge it. Don't wait for anyone to give you authority. No one created you. You've already been granted the authority to go and leave your footprints on this earth in the form of your legacy. If you don't see yourself as valuable, you place yourself out there as worthless. If you place yourself out there as worthless, you're simply telling me and everyone here to treat you as worthless, as trash, and people will trample over you. If no one sees your greatness, I want to let you know, all of us in this room, but above all, your creator, and that's what really matters. I see the greatness in you. I see the power in you. I see the leader in you. If you don't believe now, do you want me to hold your hands? As you just believe in a moment in the words I say. I don't come to flatter you. I've got no business in flattering you. I know you're incredibly beautiful. You're incredibly gifted. You are endowed with greatness. You are so unique. You're a masterpiece. I know there is no single human on this planet like you. I know our world needs you. I know our world will never be the same you. I want to hold your hand and run with you and walk with you and crawl with you as you step out to build your life, your family, your community, your nation, and eventually we build our world. Thank you all so very much, and God bless you. Thank you. And I'm Dr. Sylvia Forte-Chamblikambi. It's been a true privilege and honor. I'm going to call on our next speaker now. If you have any question, I'll take one question, then I'll go to our next speaker. One question? Thank you. Thank you so much for that comment. I really appreciate that. Thank you. If you have a question, unmute yourself. Then I'm going to call the wonderful Trailblazer. Yes, Flora, darling. Over to you. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. And we're going to go to our incredible Dr. Agum Victorine, who will be speaking to you. Thank you. Flora, you need to mute yourself, please, to ask your question. Unmute yourself, please. Pardon me. Perfect. Okay. You have to unmute yourself, please, if you've got to ask a question. We're going to move to Dr. Victorine. There'll be a time to ask questions after, so don't worry. Okay, perfect. Flora, go ahead. Go on. Sorry.
Dr. Sylvia, no, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you so very much. Really appreciate you as always. I'm going to call on our next speaker now. You have time to ask your questions, please. So do not worry. I'll be calling on the wonderful Trailblazer, Dr. Victorine Agum, an Olympian, award-winning athlete. And she's the president of Global Women Emancipation in Sport and also a director of Global Visionary Women Network in Cameroon. So I will call on her to speak to you on the theme, Catalyst for National Development and Transformation.
Hello.
Perfect. I'm just going to bring her up now. Where is she? Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Hello, my darling sis. Thank you so much. You see, she's so sportive. I'm going to get off here and bring her to the spotlight. Thank you so very much for honoring this invitation. We are truly grateful. And thank you for all the work you do. I'm going to leave you as you talk to us. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sylvia. Following you speak, with the emotion, the energy, determination, I'm going to be up to the task. I just want to say you are just so amazing. You are incredible. You are a superwoman. And if every woman were to follow your footsteps, then there will certainly be no problems in this community. And
Oh,
to say the
bless you.
least,
Thank you so much. Bless you.
yeah. I am Dr. Fomo Victorine, as rightly said, Olympian, award-winning athlete. As one of 70 medals, 60 trophies in over 7 sports disciplines. President of Global Women Emancipation in Sports, West. President of Global Women Visionary Summit, Cameroon branch. President of Bamako Sports Academy, Cameroon. And today, sharing my experiences and my little knowledge with you on this topic, position women as catalysts for national development and transformation, empowering women through sports. I just want to say it's been so amazing to have gone through the topic and to let people know that women leadership is found everywhere. And because this leadership is found everywhere, we have hardly found a catalyst to make it perfect, suitable. But today we'll try to see how suitable we all in our different corners can do this. And I'm speaking from, sorry, you may get some obstructions. I'm speaking from the National Express. I'm traveling and present in UK. So just pardon whatever noise you may have. Yeah. So I'll start with this quote. When you empower a woman, you transform a family. When you empower women through sports, you transform a nation. And with all of this, with this quote, I guess it's a think tank for all of us. How do you transform a woman for a family? And how do you transform a woman in sports for a nation? Many people have seen sports as a competition. I've seen sport myself as innovation, leadership, economic empowerment, and most importantly, I see sport as one of those most underutilized tools for national transformation. The question before us today is not whether women can lead. History already has answered that because housewives are doing it. The few that have leadership positions are doing it. but we need many more. The real question is, how do we intentionally position women as catalysts who can accelerate national development? A catalyst, let me switch off my mic, my pictures, and my video. A catalyst is an agent that accelerates change without losing its own identity. Women are catalysts because they influence families, institutions, economics, education, healthcare, politics, and communities. When women are empowered, nations become more prosperous. When women lead, societies become more inclusive. When girls are given opportunities, countries unlock their greatest resource, the human potential. Sports provides one of the most effective pathways to make this happen. But the fact that sports goes beyond competition, sport is often viewed only through the lens of medals and championships. However, sport is actually an ecosystem that develops leadership, where in the leadership, you see athletes taking decisions with their coaches. They take a decision on where to pass a ball and when not to pass a ball, when to stop running and when not to stop running. They are disciplined, they respect the rules of the game, there is fair play, there is respect for each other, they play within the time frame of the competition. There is equally teamwork. Teamwork when we collaborate on the field. We have to make a pass to somebody who is not even your friend, but because you belong to the same team, you are bound to collaborate. And once you lose a ball to the opponent, you are bound to support your team so that you don't lose. Sport gives confidence to women because with confidence they can overcome every challenge. Women can play in bad weather, in poor weather, but once it's a game, they will succumb to that. And because of the confidence, they can always do it. Women, as the ecosystem develops decision making, when to make a pass, when to run, when to score a goal, when not to score it, when to give an assist. There is equally resilience. Resilience is one of the major aspects that keep women in sports because sometimes when women are leading champions, this is getting the honor, this is vision, but because of the fact that they love the game, the passion of it, they are in there. Families and go for training, go for competitions and come back and still fulfill their roles as leaders in their own home. Women have integrity, they are entrepreneurs. Every nation needs. Every athlete is being trained for life, not just for a competition. And you can see it when athletes start, they start training, they go for competition. What do? They have a life after competition days. Is what they employ in their real life with the work they do, with the entrepreneurs they want to operate, the companies they want to operate. So that they meet up with all of this. So why women matter in national development? National development is an aspect of our society, and sports has shown that beyond this, with sport, every nation can be super developed. That is why we have the World Cup, the Commonwealth game like that, which is in Glasgow, the World Cup that just took place in 3 big countries in the world with 48 teams. That is America, Canada, national building. In these countries, imagine structures have been built, people have been employed, people have been able to make some money because of sports. People have traveled. More traveling agencies have made more money because of sports. Yet, in as much as we see women who matter in the national development, we equally realize that women
I think we are.
of the 38 women, but how many of them are in leadership? Because they are just different. These reasons for these barriers are unequal opportunities, gender stereotypes, limited leadership representation, from showcasing who they really are and what can be done. And as a result, the nation keeps training and it's not up to standard because sometimes the men who are supposed to collaborate with the women do it limited. Cannot fully contribute. Dr. rightly said, what is your role? How empowered are you? Or how not empowered are you? It is because of empowerment from being empowered. Today, we are here just to add our voices to the already messages that we already have, that we continue to sensitize each other so that the words can get into as many ears so that we all get our rightful places. Empowerment is therefore not charity. It is smart economics. It is smart governance. It is smart development. Dr. Sylvia said her daughter is a few example of her. If she's not empowered, her daughter is not empowered, then she has failed. It starts within her own caucus. It starts within her own environment. It starts within her vicinity. So you out there, where does your empowerment start? From today, make it a duty. I said I will start even in my home. I will start in my classroom. I will start in my job area, and we see by the end of the year how far we have all gone. Sports becomes a very important developmental tool because sports builds leaders. Every athlete learns how to give an accountability. Every athlete learns perseverance, strategic thinking, teamwork, emotional intelligence, adaptability, innovation. When we talk about emotional intelligence, it is that awareness, that regulation, that social empowerment, that social presence. When we talk about teamwork, we talk about collectivity. When we talk about strategic thinking, we're talking about performance. Performance comes with excellence. When we talk about perseverance, we are talking about the women or the people who carry out long cycles of winning at the SMA. You know for how long you have been training to be able to win? 9.8 in Glasgow? You train for hours, for years, for weeks, only to come and win for one competition for 9 seconds. Usain Bolt did it. And as it's not that training or that that has given him that, it is the perseverance. The accountability of his work. How did he manage his eating habits? How did he manage his training outfit, the weather, the workload that makes him, that builds him as a leader? Another tool for to use sports as a factor of development is the education of our girl children. How many of us ensure education for our children? Research consistently shows that girls who participate in organized sports often experience high school attendance, means they go further in education. They have greater self-confidence. They can always accept interviews. But some of them who do not have education will always shy away from interviews. And if you're not interviewed, you cannot make yourself known to the world. Some of them reduce because they don't have education, they will be victims of early marriages, early teenage pregnancies. But now with education, we can prevent early marriages, and infant mortality. We can have stronger aspirations for higher education. Mentors, they meet mentors through networking. Thank God I was opportune 2, 3 years ago to be a part of this visionary summit. I had to meet so many people. I met my mentor Sylvia. Through her works, I've learned a lot. Let us learn to be each other's mentor and accept the superiority of our fellow mates. Some of these same qualities that we define in leaders, we see many are successful. We think of Elon Musk, who is the CEO for his Tesla electronic cars. Yes, it is because he has worked and persevered for that. Look at other women who have been able to transform the communities and the society. We think of David Stern, who transformed the NBA to a global league. Christy Coventry, the only woman and first woman to be the president of the International Olympic Committee. And since she's been there, she's been doing a lot of reforms, empowering women, encouraging women to be there, former Olympians to be able to have something. Let's think of Louisette Toby, elected for the second mandate as Secretary General of Convergence, something that has never happened. She's a woman. But she beat a man to be in that position. Today, we have so many ministers, entrepreneurs, community leaders who develop these competencies only through sports. When girls go to education, nations become stronger. Today, we have many women who are female ministers. I think of Anik Bogum Zinge Kwatara, who is a physical and sports education teacher in Burkina Faso. Through her activities, she's been able to train so many women. We have Dr. Lydie Bessie Kama, who is a medical doctor, but a minister of sports in Togo. We have Madame Cornelia Kwa, a lawyer, but a minister of sports in Liberia. Which means, besides sports, these women have their innate qualities and their innate abilities, which they use sports now to develop those skills. So if every woman had to use her skills to develop her sports, imagine how better and sweet this world would have been. Sports equally improves our public health. Healthy citizens reduce healthcare costs. Women engaged in sports become advocates. For today, we realize most women are on our street doing keep fit in the gyms. Some of them even just go there without even knowing what amount of calories they need to lose, why they should be there. But then, with just exercising and moving around, they feel healthier and they are happier because then they will meet even just their fitness coach who will say something funny. And the stress of the home, of work, will be reduced because they are in sports. So sports improves public health. Healthy lifestyles. Anik in Burkina Faso uses community sports and exercise to train people for good nutrition, how to use nutrition to be good health. Dr. Lydie uses volleyball athletics to train people on preventive diseases, on how sports can help them prevent health diseases. And the maternal well-being, teaching them the consequences of early pregnancies, early marriages, and all of that. Community fitness. Sport equally makes women healthy and create healthier lives. Healthy families build healthier nations. And if you are healthy through sports, you must be healthy in your words because fine words is another medicine. Some women do not know how to speak. When you speak, it is sickness, it is insanity, it is so our words are equal treatment, not only the exercising that we do. Sports, as we all know, creates economic opportunities. The sports industry creates employment through. We have coaches. I think of Desiree Elise, a South African woman that has led South Africa to so many victories. Today, her family is living because of her coaching experience. We have official referees. We have Salima Mukansanga of Rwanda. We have Karim Atezambo of Kamunya. Today, their families are living because of the referee work that they are doing, which we used to think they are all exclusive reserved for the men. We have sports medicine, Dr. Ngozi Namdi of Nigeria origin, Dr. Aisha Ba, who runs her own practice to make a living. She moves from doing sports activities to give assistance to athletes. It's a way of autonomous self-employment. We have the ministers over our of South Africa origin who uses her shows and presenter to showcase sportsmen and women, and she makes a lot of money out of that. We call it. She travels to interview great stars to show them to the world. So because of this visibility that the media has and the influencers that have actually gotten into the market every day, the world has become a global village. All of this information is gotten within the trigger of art, thanks to social media. We have people who use sports events. Valerie Cheche of Ivory Coast. I think of Maria Tavares of Cape Verde. All of this, because of the events that they do for sports, they are empowering other women, they are showcasing their nation, they are showcasing themselves. Sports is another big impact for tourism. With sports, people travel far and wide to meet new people, to learn new cultures. In this course of traveling, they pay transport, they buy new food, they buy new clothes, they buy new equipment. That's all the advantage of sports and gives economic empowerment. Some people during sporting festivals, once they go back, their income would have increased. Sports, the economic opportunities, physically fitness, manufacturing, new brands. Every day we have new brands that come to the market. That is the power of sports. And it involves innovation and technology. We should also know that women should not only participate in sport, they should own sports businesses like I do. I have my academy, Abacus Sports Academy of Bamenda, that I use to empower young kids to be able to deviate from all the social ills. I use it to build hope and inspiration to the children. We should all know that women should manage sports enterprise. Women should create employment for sports. Once you have sports equally promotes as a factor for national development, promotes peace and social cohesion. Sports breaks barriers. I remember Cameroon used to be very diverse in their political orientations. But once Cameroon is playing, you will never know who belongs to a political party. You will never know what religion this person is. Everybody becomes one because of football. And that is why in Cameroon, for example, football religion of Cameroonian people. Because once there is football, people their favorite clubs. In sports, they don't know any language. There's just one common language: victory, success, or defeat. That is just all. But out of this, they recruited in Italy, recruited in Spain with Spanish language, Italian language, in Germany. But because sports is just one language, the material, the exercise and talent, sports is to bring the people closer to express how they are teachers are used, how they respect our girl to Amaka Sports Academy in 2016. It was a dream. We have used it for social cohesion and peace in the Northwest. Women what's a catalyst? Women in multiple dimensions. As for families, as a catalyst for families, women are empowered women. They raise confident children, like my Likavi sister, who are confident. 19-year-olds speaking to people without any fear, without any, with a lot of, I don't know how to even use the words, with a lot of aura, determination, and they are focused. Women become role models from their families when their children uphold them, their husband uphold them. Women are catalysts for our communities when women organize, when women mentor. Like I have Madam Toby, you said, I have Madam Ngolo Oded, I have Madam Abena, I have Madam Dr. Sylvia, and many other mentor others so that others will be able to take advantage and enter the sphere. Women build network through the Global Visionary Women's Summit Association. A lot of network has been groomed. Women all over Africa and the world are participating. If you look at our neighbors here, it is not only people from UK. That is what we talk about network. Recently, we were in the Birmingham for the International Women Rock Group. The networking was equally incredible because women know how to build network. Women women encourage communities to grow because they easily like interaction. Women serve as catalysts for the economy. Women's participation increases once they see another going AWJ. It is not because they wanted, because they saw their friends participating. But men will say, actually, why am I even going there? And the number increases. If we can convince women to do that, then every day results. Women are productive. Women are innovative. Women are know how to manage even household income. The economic power reduces poverty. Women as catalysts for governance. Women keep pieces better policies. However, let me share you a personal story. I guess at the end of it, Dr. Sylvia, you have a little video to play about me.
Yes, please.
And
You
then that
want
says
to
it's never
share?
accidental. Every
Yeah, have you shared the
every
video?
mother
Have you
has
shared?
a story. And then every mother
Have you?
has a story. Every victory. You want to share it now? Hello?
Yeah. Where is it? I've not received it. Do you want to share it with me here
I, I, I sent it through WhatsApp.
through WhatsApp? Okay. Okay.
So maybe you play it before I talk about the story.
Yeah.
Please.
You have the link here. Do you have it with you there? Because
The link, I sent it through your WhatsApp. Your WhatsApp
I'm
message.
just checking now. Yeah, I was expecting an email. All
Oh,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's on WhatsApp.
Because it's on my phone and it's not like a YouTube link.
Okay. Maybe later on at the end of it.
Yes, just go on with it. I'll see what I can do now. I can
Okay.
see the photo of your,
Le-
yeah.
le- let's lessons from my journey. As an Olympian, I learned that success is never accidental. Every medal has a story. Every victory has invisible sacrifices. Resilience. Sport has taught me discipline before leadership, humility before recognition, service before status. These lessons shape not only my athletic career, but my commitment to empowering women globally. Reasons why I created Global Rights as a way to listen and be the voices of our community. This is where this is how we have to connect with each other. We start by little initiatives, and today, tomorrow, it will become a large initiative. Besides all of this, there are challenges that must be addressed. And because we cannot address these challenges, it will just be saying so. So for women to become catalysts, several barriers remain: unequal funding, cultural cultural stereotypes, insufficient mentorship, limited media visibility. underrepresentation in sports governance, gender-based violence, unequal pay, limited access to facilities. The moment we remove all of these barriers in every woman's life or in every community, there will be a lot to showcase for. What should we do to prevent these barriers to take every woman? We must invest in girls' sports. We must strengthen gender responsive policies. We must increase women's representation in sports leadership. We must introduce quality physical education in schools. We must develop girls' sports programs in schools. We must train female coaches. In the private sector must invest in women's sports through sponsorship organizations of female athletes, support women entrepreneurs in sports. Our communities must encourage girls to participate, celebrate female role models, challenge harmful stereotypes. Women themselves must support women must support one another, mentor younger girls, lead with integrity, speak with confidence, create opportunities rather than waiting for them. If every woman has to do this, then our call for action will imagine a nation where every girl has access to sports, every woman has equal opportunity, every athlete becomes a leader, every community values women's contribution. Such a nation will be a healthier, safer, more innovative, prosperous, and more united. That future is positive. But it begins with you, it begins with me, it begins with us, and it begins with seminars like this. To end this, and what I have been saying, I have this little summary. Women are not merely participants in national development, they are architects of transformation. Sports gives women the confidence to dream, the discipline to lead, the resilience to overcome, the courage to transform nations. As Nelson Mandela famously said, sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. Today, I invite each of us to use that power, not simply to produce champions on the field, but to produce leaders who will build stronger communities, stronger institutions, and stronger nations. Because when women rise through sports, nations rise with them. Thank you, Dr. Sylvia, for this opportunity.
Wow, wow, wow. That was powerful, honestly. Thank you so very much, Dr. Formon Victorian. Thank you. I'm sure you've been blessed. I know we had a little bit of glitches with the network, but we could hear clearly. We could get the basics, the fundamentals of everything she shared. That was truly empowering, and I love how she used sports. We know about sports. I mean, I also mentioned that when I was speaking, you know, strange that I mentioned Hussein Bolt as well as, what was the other one I mentioned? Was it if you go to the gym as well, tennis players, and she's mentioned huge amount of those athletes, trailblazers in the sports field. And I love how we could relate. If you look at people who are sports people, like when she said, it's not about the competition, it's not about a single day, it's a lifestyle they cultivate. They build resilience, consistency, they are determined, they keep pushing forward, they've got discipline to come and play for 30 seconds or maybe 1 hour, but they've trained for years. And that builds who they are, their personality. There is so much character. You cannot see a sportsman that is thriving who does not have all the qualities that leaders need. In fact, that term coaching came from the coaching in the sports world, that you start having life coach and all of that because they are so disciplined.
Okay.
Thank you
So I'm
so very
leaving.
much. Yes, Dr. Formon. Can I ask you a favor? I mean, she shared so much that I'll give you an opportunity to ask her a question. The video, I cannot share it. I've given you the opportunity to share because you sent it on WhatsApp. I'm sending it to my email so I can share it on Zoom because I'm streaming from my computer. It's not going through. My phone is quite full. So if you can please share, if you want to share this video. In the meantime, if you have any question for Dr. Victorine Agum, an incredible, she's got, I don't know how many awards, I think over 60 awards, and she just received the night. Is it from Cameroon? The presidency, I think it was last year. Many congratulations. And she said a lot there as well, how we speak as well. And, sports is so important with society children who are involved in sports, they get them involved. Youth services, they stay away from problems. They stay away from drug addiction and so many things. And again, it builds a mindset of a victor, a mindset of a winner. Even those who are defeated, they are going to go work harder to come back. Everybody who comes to a competition comes with one purpose and one purpose only: to be the best, to give the best, and to win. Of course, some will be better than the others. And when they are defeated, hopefully they go learn and work. So thank you so much for using that. Please kindly share the video to us. If you have any questions for Dr. Victorine, please do share. And I must state this as well, because when we hear this empowered woman, empowered nation, like I said again, empowerment is not education. I think she also mentioned that. I want to tell you something about this incredible leader here. In fact, she brought so much humor to the Global Women Leadership Summit, I think 2 years ago. They called her mother Doctor, triple mother. This is a woman who was never educated. She has 3 incredible leaders. They are all doctors. And I think I'm not just talking of like doctors. There is nothing like I'm minimizing any, but these are PhD holders. When you have a PhD, you go further, you study for long and stuff like that. This is a mother who was empowered. She knew who she was. She knew that she was not defined by her, whatever it is, the amount of career or degree she had, but she knew she is giving birth to some powerful leaders and trailblazers, and she was going to do everything to empower them, to ensure they have the life she never had. So my beloved sister, my beloved leader, my beloved woman, if you're out there thinking, oh, I'm not educated, it's just for some few. I cannot be Dr. Victorine. I don't even know how to play what. How can I start having 60 medals or, whatever it is? No, this is an incredible leader, like she said, because they saw the resilience, hard work, determination, discipline, that emotional regulation, where they don't just go with everything. And she also mentioned the importance of sports in caring for our well-being. I cannot place emphasis on that enough. If we have to leave a legacy, we must build nations. We have to be alive to build while we leave the legacy. The mom had to be alive to raise up 3 incredible doctors. Then she has left that legacy, and they are taking up this legacy now, which they are passing on children. So thank you so much. Any question for Dr. Victorine? We have a session later. Do you want to share the video?
Whatever you call it. We're not doing toys. We're doing ice cream. Guys, ice cream.
Sorry, Christina, were you asking a question? There was some interruption there. If you have any question, if not, I'm going to move to our next speaker. We will have a panel with all our speakers where you can ask your questions. You can also share your own experience. Then we'll have a brief workshop where you can discuss the theme. We want you to leave here not only empowered, but being ready, running with the tools that have been shared here and resources to go build nations. Dr. Victorine, do you want to share? I've given you the opportunity to be able to share. All right, I understand she may be having some problems. I've sent it to my email. When it appears, I will be able to share later on as we progress. We'll call on to our next speaker so that we don't keep you waiting a lot. If you have any question again for Dr. Victorine, if you want to type it, maybe you don't want to ask, please put it there. And I just want to thank you so very much again, Dr. Victorine. Thank you for everything you do. You're such a trailblazer, your energy, your passion for empowering others, for sharing, for mentoring others. In fact, she has an academy where she mentors young people. So can we also learn from her? Can we ask questions? Like we said, we are builders of nations. We don't want to pull others down. We don't want to destroy. Let's actually encourage, empower, inspire, and mentor one another. She's an incredible role model to myself as well, and she truly inspires me and many who attended our last summit when she spoke. And last year, many people were looking for her. Definitely, they'll be having her this year again. I'm sure with the driving, you really didn't get the energy behind Dr. Victorine, but I promise you, you have more of that. Thank you. I'm going to call on Latoya. Are you there, my darling Latoya? And she's our youngest speaker for today. Like I said, it's an incredible trailblazer. It's my wonderful first daughter, Latoya Likambi. She's the founder and CEO of her own skincare brand, an organic skincare brand, has a physical shop. She's in university now, her first year in university. She wrote her first book at the age of 7. It was published at 10. She's got 3 best-selling books. She runs a magazine. She does so many other things. And she's a powerful role model to young people. Over to you, the wonderful trailblazer, Latoya Likambi. I'm going to spotlight you if you just mute your microphone.
I should mute my microphone.
If you unmute yourself, pardon me.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Latoya Lakambi. So good
Let
to
me
have
bring you
everyone
on,
here.
please.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
bring you on. Um, 1 minute, please. Perfect. That's my wonderful daughter there, Latoya Likambi. I'm going to leave her now. I'm going to get off so she can take over. Over to you, Latoya Likambi. Please bring your daughters. I think they will be blessed, but I believe we will all be blessed. She's spoken to audiences of great women in the past, and she continues to do so. Over to you, Latoya Likambi.
Good morning, afternoon, evening to everybody on who's watching live, everyone here. It's so lovely to be here with you all. And also thank you to the previous speakers for your inspiring messages. My name is Latoya Likambi. I'm Dr. Sylvia's first daughter. I'm 19 years old. I'm currently in my very first year of university. I am a degree apprentice who studies digital marketing. I also work in digital marketing as well. I am the CEO and founder of Tazai Skincare, which is an 100% organic skincare brand. And I am the founder of the Tazai Skincare store, which is the physical flagship store for the brand in Liverpool. On top of that, I am an author. I've been writing ever since the age of 10. I started writing to inspire young children and to help them boost their confidence, self-esteem, etc. And then I moved over to creating my very first personal development planner called the New Year Better Me Planner. And from that, I started to host networking and well-being events for young girls and women in my city, connect them, get them networking, and just get together and focus on achieving our goals, holding each other accountable, and just instilling a culture of self-belief and high self-esteem within one another. And then after that, I founded Thrive Magazine. So I'm the editor of Thrive Magazine, which is a magazine all about young success, young successful figures who don't already have a huge platform, but who are doing so great. Some of them go unnoticed. And from that, I've had the absolutely amazing privilege to interview the youngest authors on the planet, youngest photographers, youngest trailblazers, entrepreneurs, etc. And it's also to inspire other young people, young entrepreneurs, founders, creators, etc. And I founded that at 16. And then fast forward to 2025 and 2026, when I launched Thrive Media, I co-founded that with a very dear friend of mine, and that is basically the platform. It's a positive media outlet, and that is where Thrive Magazine stems from, although I founded Thrive Magazine before Thrive Media. And it's all about inspiring the next generation of leaders, empowering that generation, and having that knock-on effect on other people. Because one thing I've realized is throughout the years, I've had the privilege to talk to young people at schools, conferences, seminars, events. And it's one thing for young people to come in and be given a speech by someone who's a couple years older than them. But when the person is similar to their age, they tend to be much more inspired and empowered, and they believe that, oh, actually, I can do this too. You're my age, so I'm very much capable of doing this too. So today I'm talking a little bit about leadership, but from the perspective of a younger female, because we often always like to say that the young people are, our future leaders. And I am not sure if you had a good look at the flyer, but the flyer of this event talks a little bit about how we're not the leaders of the future, the leaders of the quote unquote future. We're existing right now. We're the leaders of today. So it's so important to instill leadership habits, great leadership mentality, strong, unshakable leadership with the leaders of today, which is why my mom would have told you to bring your daughters to these events. So many times I go to conferences and I just don't see enough young people there. I was actually, okay, this is where my perspective kind of changed, and I was given a little bit of hope, because another thing that's so important is, perspective and who you surround yourself with. So for the longest of times, I have always felt like maybe the youngest in the room, one of the youngest usually, or the most inexperienced, or the least qualified in a way, not in not in an undermining way or underwhelming way, because I always know what I'm capable of, but just in the sense that like my age, my experience. For example, a couple of years ago, I started doing makeup and offering that as a service in my skincare store, and I got made fun of for that. And then a couple months after that, I was invited to a fashion show to actually do makeup with MUAs and professional makeup and hair artists who have had experience of over 10 years, 5 years, who were professionals in their industry. And often I felt a lot of pressure. So that is another reason why we came up with Thrive Media and Thrive Magazine. And because of this, we've been able to, when I say me, I'm talking about, when I say we, sorry, I'm talking about me and our Thrive Media team, me and my friend, the co-founder. We've been able to empower other people. We got so much positive feedback at our launch event, and we're super excited to host other networking events. And recently, so back to why I was saying my perspective had changed, is I actually went and attended my very first high-level leadership forum for young people, and that was in Amsterdam at the start of this year. I took my very first solo trip, and I just made such fantastic and genuine connections. And at the time, I was feeling slightly, unmotivated, like hope wasn't really there. And going to things like this made me realize that actually there are so many young people out there doing fantastic things, but it just goes unnoticed. And then just last month, I was in New York and I attended one of the biggest young female networking events of New York, all about, entrepreneurship within Gen Z, content creation, influencing all sorts. And again, it just reminded me, and I got to meet so many fantastic young people who are doing amazing things, young founders, entrepreneurs, young creatives, young just trailblazers and prodigies that were doing fantastic things. And it just reminds me of why I do what I do, because there are so many young people and young girls and women who do what I do or do similar and have, they're having a great impact in their respective communities. But Thrive Magazine and what I do, the work I do, is to just give them a platform to really amplify their voice. I don't give them a voice. Oftentimes we say people create platforms to give people a voice, but they already have their voice. So it's quite dismissive for people to say you're giving someone a voice. You can't give someone a voice. They already have that voice. It's more giving them a platform to use that voice and giving them a platform for their voice to be amplified. So that's exactly what the purpose of Thrive Media, Thrive Magazine, and almost everything I do is surrounded by that idea, and that is the purpose of why I do what I do. And on top of that, I work a lot with young people alongside my siblings to help people do what we call unlock or unleash their creative genius, which is something that we believe every single child has, everyone has actually. And what I usually teach people is to look at their childhood gifts. I usually say passions, but that's when you can get in a bit of a mix up. So I tell people to look at their childhood gifts, the things that they can do absolutely effortlessly, even with their eyes closed almost, or the things that may take a little bit of effort, but to everyone else, it looks like they do it with absolute ease. And that is because your purpose and your quote unquote creative genius is linked inherently to your gifts. Like as when you're a child, for example, my gifts were talking. I talk without ease. I'm very, very conversational. I meet people within a few minutes or seconds even, and it will seem like I've met them 5 years ago or more than 5 years ago. And I always used to get told when I was younger that I talk a lot. I'd get moved away from everyone else in class, and then I'd continue to talk after being moved. But now I use that gift in the work I do. I'm a public speaker. I've won awards for it. And it's not just about the awards. I've been able to inspire and empower many other young girls, young women, and men too, and boys. And that's literally just because of the power of my voice. That's because of my chattiness and my wit that I was gifted with from a really young age. Another one of my gifts is my creativity and my ability to see the potential within others that they can't even see. And I'm just now starting to really tap into that, because obviously I've always done that with like friends and family and told them that, oh, I think you're really talented at this. You could start a business from this, or you should try doing this, or why don't you try starting this? And sometimes they may not see it, but when I, point it out and they then start that business or do what I recommended, I see them thrive and succeed in it. And now I'm really, especially with working in like, marketing and stuff, or marketing for my own businesses, being able to use that creativity to build my own dreams is something that is really inspiring for myself and for a lot of people around me. So the main message that I just want to leave with today is just about really the importance of leadership, specifically for young women. And I really want to emphasize to all the women with female children in here about how when you come to these events, when you come to these seminars, conferences, whether they are in person or online, or in person, to not leave your daughters behind, to bring your daughters with you. A lot of the times, even in, African culture, sometimes you can get parents comparing their children to other children. Sometimes it's in a way of inspiration for me when, I compare myself to other bright individuals. It's from a point of inspiration, and it's not something that usually pushes me down, something that rather uplifts me. But sometimes parents tend to do that to their children in a way that can be quite demotivating, actually. And what you don't realize is that you comparing your child to other young prodigies, other young trailblazers, but failing to actually give your child the resources and the empowerment to be like those people, it just doesn't, it's not productive. For example, a lot of people like to compliment and acknowledge what I do, but then at the same time, I've had the right community and the right women around me to teach me leadership and to unlock the leader within me, because I was obviously born a leader. I believe that people are born leaders, but really to tap into that leadership and the really strong level of leadership, the really unshakable level of being a leader, I believe that you have to have the right people around you for that. And for example, there's people like my mom, aunties, colleagues, just people that were there in my circle to bring that leader out within me. They also play a responsibility in who I am today. So I urge all parents who are, in awe of things that us young people do and that we achieve, to not just encourage your child, but to actually empower them. And what I mean by that is, giving them the physical resources, whether that's mentoring, coaching, whether that's actually giving them the practical resources and tips. One thing that my mom always used to do when I was younger is that every single talent or hobby I had, she'd invest in it immediately. When I said I wanted to play the keyboard, she took me to lessons and bought me a keyboard. When I told her I was into fashion, she bought me a sewing machine without a doubt. When I had an interest in sports, I was taken to sports classes, swimming classes. So it's things like these that really sometimes go unnoticed by parents. And then as time grows, society and other things get to your child before you even have the chance, and before you know it, they're distracted. So if you can really tap into your child's creative genius at a very young age, and this isn't just for females, this is for young boys too, if you can really be there to nurture that within them from a young age, then they will be able to grow and flourish into exactly who they're meant to be. And that is my last message for today, and that's what I just like to leave with everybody. So thank you so much. I'll also be leaving my LinkedIn and social media in the chat to connect with everybody. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so very much, Latoria. Really, really proud of you. You can see the hands there, applause for you. We are really, really inspired by a 19-year-old. We keep learning, isn't it? As empowered women, we keep growing. She said so much there. And if there's one thing that she said towards the end, everything she said is so important. But I'm not just going to reiterate because she says it better than me. Okay? It's like us not comparing ourselves, or don't compare your children with other children. Let them inspire them to become the best. My children have inspired so many children to go out and become authors. My youngest daughter used to be the youngest author in the world to publish a book, and now she's the youngest author to write and publish multiple books. She inspired another young child who became the youngest author in the world. He's gone on to publish so many books. The child became an author at 4 years old. My daughter became an author at 5, and I believe the next will be an author at 3. And that's what it's all about. It's not like you're comparing yourself with another. And she mentioned something so important: without giving them the resources. Never underestimate the power of strength. What your children are naturally gifted at, like Latoya said, if we can support them, that's all about building that family. As women, we are powerful. I mean, you see a lot of dads often say when children are graduating, show me a man that is succeeding and thriving, and you ask them their greatest role model, the person who had the greatest influence in their life, they will tell you there must be one woman at the top of the list. Be it their grandmother, their auntie, their friend, their sister, their wife, there is a woman there. So women, I'm so thrilled and privileged, and having my daughter here speaking to you is testament of what we share. I mean, all of us, as well. Dr. Agum Victorine was just spoken as well. We are testament of what we share. We are not just speaking things that are words or theory. We live by them, and we believe we all have that potential. It becomes so effortless. Thank you so very much. Anyone has a question for Latoya? Our next speaker, Angela, she's just arrived. She's driving home now. It's incredible. She's arrived from New York, and she wants to be here with us. She'll be here for 8:30, she said. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a breakout room. I'll give you the opportunity. If you have a question for Latoya, please do ask. We'll break out into rooms. Sarah will help us. Very small rooms, so we can just converse, what you've taken out from these 3 speakers. I'm going to bring Dr. Agum back. She's right there. If you want to ask your questions now, because Angela will be joining us at 8:30, just before we close. She'll be the last speaker. She has just arrived from New York today. This is how women are. We are so multidimensional. We multitask. We do everything and anything. We are so powerful. We are created to carry out great exploits, to build, children, families, communities, and nations. Who has a question for Latoya Likambi, please? Perfect. We don't have questions now. Maybe at the end, I will put us in a group, okay? And almost probably I'll get our speakers here. I'm going to ask some questions, and then maybe I can inspire some of you. Some of us seem to be quiet, or we are just minding our own business. I don't want to say shy, okay? If you want to type your questions, do type. I'm going to bring Dr. Agum Victorine. No, before we do that, we want you to talk. We want you to engage. Please, if you have been blessed by our speakers, all that you've listened to so far, we want to hear from you. Type something there. Say a message, what has touched you so much, what you are taking from what you have heard today. Please, we want to see that on the screen. I know you all are let's encourage, okay, one another. You don't know what you may be putting there. We encourage another woman. And of course, you may ask a question that we will give the answer that another woman may have just needed, but not have been able to ask that question, might not have been able to ask. Or what are you taking away from here today? Great. Beautiful. Wow, Latoya, someone said. Thank you so much. That is super, for a super presentation. Dr. Victorine. Another one said, okay, we are recording. They have to dash off. They'll come back later. Thank you so much for the impact. Awesome. What message do you want to leave here? Then we're going to break into rooms. Sarah, you want to just put us into rooms? Please do not go when you go to the rooms. We'll bring you back. What do you want me to do? Let's listen to you. Do you want us to break out into the room straight away? We're going to discuss the topic. What you've gained from here, what you're going to do in your life. We are very practical. We don't just come here to inspire you. We come to inspire actions. We come to stir within you the seed of greatness that has been dormant. We come to stir your greatness that can no longer be dormant after you leave this place. You'll be yearning. We come to stir a desire within you. We come to cause turbulence, that disturbance. Because the truth is, when purpose is not accomplished, we don't have rest. There is unrest. So today is the purpose to bring that unrest until you step out and do the work you were called to do. Because the truth is, if you're not doing what you were called to do, there is unrest, there is void. We may get all the money thinking that we want to create money or wealth or riches, yet we've not accomplished the one thing we're called to accomplish. We've not touched and impacted lives. There will always be that void. So we want you to make that commitment. What are you going to do? What tool are you taking from what you have learned? What message? What part in your life? What area? Is it your health? We heard from our wonderful trailblazer, Dr. Victorine, about sports. What are you going to do? Is it empowering your children right now? Have you been so concerned with your business, with your work, with your career that you've totally ignored your children and left them over to maybe house helps and all of that? We want to hear what you want to do and what you're going to do. So let me know if you want us to bring the speakers first, a panel question, a Q&A panel session, which I will run, or you want to go into the workshops first. Please raise your hands and let me know. Should I bring the panel first? We don't want to keep you a lot here listening. We want you to take actions. We want you to get engaged and involved. And you don't seem to be communicating here. You are not live. I promise you, no one can see you. Please just raise your hands, please. We want you to engage with us so we can serve you the most. Wonderful. I'm going to bring, what do you want? Okay, Latoya's hand is raised. What do you want to say, Latoya? Sarah, what do you want to say? Do you want us to go to the groups?
Yeah, I think to go to the group, it allow people to speak, because sometimes speaking here, some people, they don't want to do that, but in the group, at least it's gonna allow them to, if we are 3 or 2, so people be able to discuss.
Perfect.
And I will be not the one to break out the room, because Latoya, she's the one who's the co-host. She's the one who will do it.
All right. I'm going to make you the co-host as well. Yeah, you are the co-host, Sarah. You're also the co-host. It's asking
Oh,
me to
okay.
remove you. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see now. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Perfect. Let's just share. So we have about 2 or 3 in a room, 2 in a room. So we can have that conversation for about 10 minutes. What you are taking here, what you're going to change in your life, what impact you're going to start having first from your life and then beyond. Then we'll come back and we'll welcome our wonderful Dr. Agum Victorine again and Latoya Likambi. And hopefully by then, Angela Preston must have joined us. Go on then into the rooms. Please do come back, please. Or if you want, I can. Do you want me to break out the rooms?
I did.
Oh, you did that already? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
I want just to move people from, because some people are alone.
Okay. I will just join a room as well, or maybe I'll stay here. If anybody
I
wants to
think
stay
you
here.
stay here is gonna be
Perfect.
because
Perfect.
other
It's
people
streaming.
could come back. And
Awesome.
Latoya, she's alone to the group. I can't see myself. Where am I? Dr. Victor, because I want to put 2 people in the room, because some people are just alone in the room. So I'll put
I think Chinda
5.
is on assign.
5. Shinda is back here, so let me go. Please join the room, please.
Please do join. Click on join. Click on join, please, so you can join the room. Click on join, please. We have YouTube.
We still have people here. I'll move you to room 5.
Please do join the room. And for those of you who are here, I'm just going to stay here. There's Kwan. Kwan, if you want to unmute yourself, if you want to join. And there is Chinda and you, Chinda. You want to go to the room with Chinda, Sarah?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah. So now everyone is out. Yeah. So me, I
Perfect.
have to look for myself. Where is Voice of Nations?
Yep.
Can't see myself.
I think I saw you. You are alone. You are not assigned. You've got to assign yourself to room 2. Room 2.
Please assign me to room 2 because it's just
Okay.
one person. Can you do that, please, Doctor? I
Yeah.
can't see myself.
Okay, I've assigned you to room 2. You're on room,
Thank
yeah. Perfect. YouTube, I'm gonna bring you to room 3. Latoya is in room 3. You're gonna join her. Perfect. YouTube Live. Kwani, can someone help to join? Yes, Kwani, you don't need to do anything. You are staying here with me. Do not worry. YouTube is here. YouTube, do you want to join your room? Perfect. I think she's joined. Kwani, if you want to unmute yourself, just know then you'll be live. But if you don't want your image to show, there's absolutely no problem. If you want to unmute yourself and let's just speak, share with me. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for contributing. I just want to hear from you. You can unmute yourself. YouTube Live, if you want to unmute yourself, you are here with me. I'm going to unmute you. And you can just speak. You can share with me. You can ask just share what you're going to be taking, what you've learned from here. Can you hear me? Unfortunately, I don't know your name. It says YouTube Live. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm just going to put you into a room and I'm going to join another room. I'm just going to join another room. Or while I wait, let me see how many minutes. I'm just going to talk to those who are actually watching on YouTube. We've actually gone into groups right now. If you want to unmute yourself, feel free to do that. Just type your name there and just share what you're going to take. I'm now talking to those who are watching live, those who are joining us from across the globe. Thank you so very much for joining us on the Women Empowerment Conference, Empowering Women, Building Nations. Women are nation builders. We know that you empower a woman, you empower a family, and it doesn't just end there. You empower a generation and eventually a nation and the world at large. Today, we are here to share those tools. Whatever we need, we are here to empower women. We are here to enable women to access the power, authority, influence they already have. Use their voice, use the power of their words to be able to have impact where they are, right where they are, that will then have a ripple effect, that will spread through their immediate families, then generation, community, and globally. Because we are like rays of light. When that light doesn't shine where it is, there can be no rays that are expanding and bringing that beam of light to other parts of the world or around it and taking it further away. So we are calling on all women globally to understand that you are already given everything you need. Your background is not by chance, it's not a mistake. Don't curse yourself from coming from a very certain nation. I often say, I'm laughing and honestly, I'm serious, and this is truth. I was supposed to be black for a purpose. I was supposed to be born an African for a purpose. I was supposed to be married for a purpose, have children for a purpose. So when I teach, when I empower, when I share what I do to become who I am today, or to actually build myself, because who I am today is whom I've always been created to become. I'm just revealing the fruits trapped within me. I'm just transforming the person that I was born to become as I develop and I grow with the days and months and years. So as I do this, eventually I will definitely impact those around me, my family. You've seen my daughter, 19-year-old Latoya, who is here as one of our youngest speakers, and she's been speaking globally, impacting lives. All of my children. We've seen Dr. Agum as well, our other speaker, and obviously her mom was the same, and she's also living that legacy, and she shared a lot on that. So I want to ask you today, as you're living here today, what's the commitment, the promise you're making to yourself? What are you going to do as you live here today? Thank you. If you want to speak, do unmute yourself and speak. What commitment are you going to make here today? Are you going to shine your light so brightly? As much as it's important that you shine your life so brightly. We've got Karen. Thank you, Karen, for joining. We are actually here. It's a breakout room. I was just sharing with those who are online because actually my wonderful, incredible leader is not unmuted and I can hear her. Karen, if you want to unmute yourself and speak, we are looking at what we can take from today's session, what we can take from our life as we grow, as we encounter other women, as we learn from their experiences, their leadership, to become our best self as we live here today so that we can start having impact. As we are empowered, we already have everything we need, as I was sharing, to become all that we are created to become, to have impact and influence right where we are, impacting our children, our family, our generations, and going globally. So what are you going to do? And before I came to that point, I think Karen has left, maybe it's a connection problem. So I will just continue. I want you to understand that as much as I'm shining, okay, I can only shine to my maximum potential, and I'm only one person. You don't need one person to build an entire nation. I alone cannot build an entire nation. However, I'm super vital and important. I am a catalyst, an important ingredient for that nation building. It's like you've put the blocks, the foundational pillars that build a home. Every foundational pillar or every foundation, every stone or block used to build that foundation is important. Not one is important than the other, or not one is significant than the other. They are all vital. If one is taken, there's destabilization. So as much as I'm important, we need to work as a community. We need to work as a whole. We need to come together as empowered women to have greater impact, influence, and build our nations and become nation builders. It doesn't take one woman alone. When you actually go alone, you go very, very fast. Definitely. But when we go together, we're going to go further. We're going to be able to reach nations. I'll come from my own nation with my experiences, culture, impacting those and those around me where I'm positioned. And you will come with your own gifts, where you are, your experiences, background, culture, the lessons learned to build as well. And we expand and have that global impact as we build nations globally. So it's vital. And we know that empowered women empower. Empowered women do not pull down other women. We've heard that from Dr. Victorine Agum. We've heard that from Latoya Likambi. We certainly hear that from Angela Preston, who is an incredible, supporter, colleague of our work, and she's always encouraging us. She's just come from New York City, and she's going to be here to share with you her journey, her experiences, her blueprint, how she's impacting communities and lives, and taking children who have been caught up in addiction back on track so they can be part of these nation builders. Because we understand that the foundational pillar, like I said, are important. And families are the building blocks of communities. When our families are displaced, it's like going to that foundation and displacing a block. You take one block off the foundation, a simple crack in a foundation can cause the building to fall. So it's very important that we come together to support one another. We come together in events, in groups like this, conferences like this, to learn, to grow, to share our knowledge, wisdom, and build one another. We celebrate one another when they thrive and succeed, and not pull them down or become jealous. Empowered women are not envious. Empowered women are not jealous. They understand that each one is unique. You can't be me. I can't be you. I can only be me in the most authentic form and in my greatest brilliance. And you can only be you in your most authentic form and authentic brilliance. They come and shine, understanding that when you shine at your maximum capacity and I at my maximum, we become a constellation. We become a powerhouse and source of light that illuminates our world and bring light in every dark corners of the world. My wonderful leader, I don't know if you want to share, you want to say something, please do say something, do speak. I really want you to speak before we bring back all the others into the room, and then we're going to continue. I'm just going to look at the time. They are discussing in the rooms. I think everybody's in the room. I'm not going to take anybody out. I'm going to give them some time. If they're still in the room, then they are all discussing. Perfect. Perfect. Please, do you want to share with me or you want me to continue talking? I know there are people watching live on Facebook and some are on YouTube, and we will share this recording later on. So we don't just want it to be silent here. So I'm just calling on you, my wonderful leader there. You can type if you don't want to speak. If you just type here, you have any questions for me, just ask now, as you are with me right here and now. You have stayed here with me. It's not by advantage. I make the most of this opportunity and moment. Do you want to ask me any question? If not, I'm going to continue. Type your question. Perfect, perfect. Let me just respond to this question. I get asked this so often, and I've just had that question again. How do I manage to do all the things that I do, especially with the work, my business, doing all the things I do? My children are on track. I'm also present fully in their life, and I'm empowering them to walk in their own path to fulfill their purpose. How do I do that? Maybe I'll share with you, and it can bless you. I can be a blessing to you, and you can go on and do the same or better than me, because you will learn from me, and then you will learn from others, and then you have more information, more knowledge, then you can do the better. You can do better than me. It's not about competition. Of course, a great teacher wants our students to be greater. If my students are greater, then it shows that I've had a huge impact. I've been a great teacher. So it's my heart's greatest desire that you be greater. Okay? People who are empowered leaders are not afraid of competition. They do not compete. They want those they coach and mentor to be greater than them, because that's their success revealed in their success or in the successes of their children. It's like there is no parent that wants their children to be just as successful as they are. They want them to be 100 times more successful than they are, or 1,000, 1,000,000 fold. That's exactly what I want for my children. How do I do this? It's so easy. Like I said again, foundation. I know that I've got so much responsibility. I've got so much power as a mother to these children, right from conception when they were conceived. The moment I conceived my first daughter, I started speaking life to her. I understand the power of words, that words are life or death. And I understand that words, everything we are today, I've become a doctor, I've become an entrepreneur, I've become a coach, whatever it is, you've become a lawyer. It took words, spoken words, written words, through textbooks, through the knowledge you learned from school, from your teachers. It was through words. Words are powerful. Words are building blocks of who we become. Words are life. They create or they build. They create and build or they destroy and tear down. I understood this concept right from a child, when my parents spoke life to me, when my dad, especially my mom, was where they only saw the best in me and kept encouraging me, kept telling me I was beautiful and wonderfully made. I was so unique and powerful, and I was created for greatness by an incredible God. And I took this and ran on board, and it became my blueprint. It became the core of my DNA, understanding that my children must be the same, because like I shared previously, you cannot be a lion and give birth to a sheep. You cannot be an eagle and give birth to a chicken. By their fruits they will be known. And if my children are born of me, and I knew, if I am privileged to conceive them from conception, their future is already determined. I know for sure it's not like they're going to have exactly the same future like me, but they are destined for greatness, even greater than I am. And it's a privilege because I am being used as the vessel, as the custodian, as the leader, as the mentor to guide and shape them before the world begins to tell them otherwise. And I took on to that very, very seriously, that role, that mandate, that mission. And I became responsible for building them through my words, through the words I spoke that became life, encouraging them, seeing their gifts and strengths and encouraging them, supporting them, giving them the resources, platform, and tools that they need so they can thrive. Inspiring them to be their best and actually living the life that I inspire to teach them, becoming a true role model, because children learn from what they see rather than from what they hear. So in doing that, of course, they grew and they started going on their own path, working on their own purpose. And I was there to give them the opportunity to coach, mentor, and guide them so they can thrive in their own purpose, in their own calling. And because I put those foundational pillars, they've grown. A child that grows up knowing they are confident, you can't grow up and someone puts you down and you become or bullies you. It is setting. Your foundational pillars are setting. It's like I sow a seed, which is an orange seed. There is no way when it grows and people start seeing it, it's too late to change the fruit that seed will produce. It's an orange seed I sowed. It must be an orange tree and an orange fruit. It's too late to impact once the seed has been sown. In other words, I've sown those seeds from conception as I raised them up, from childhood. And too late. What anybody tells them is irrelevant, are the opinions of people or perception, which has no relevance to who they truly are. And we all, together with them, knowledge that seed within them of greatness, that they see the end, they see the vision, they know who they are, they know what they are, they know their greatest strengths. That's not given to them by chance. We focus on their strengths and work on harnessing and building them, and they work effortlessly, passionately to leave a legacy. That's exactly how I do it. I'm not going to go into details, there's so much more, but that's the basics and foundation. And if you do that, I guarantee you, you're going to have the same, exactly the same results, and even greater than I have had, because most probably you're learning from me now. Nobody taught me. Of course, no, my parents brought me up that way, so it was just obvious. I had to bring all my children, believing in them and speaking life into them. Thank you so very much for being there and listening. I hope you've been blessed, and I hope those of you who watch and listen to this, it will also bless you. It's fundamental that we create those foundational pillars, bring up a child in the way they should grow, and they will grow and not depart from it. You won't be bothered or worried about people bullying them, because bullies are people who are not confident, and they think putting others down make them feel superior. They don't work on themselves. They don't improve their strengths, skills, but they tend to want to put others down so they feel greater, but it doesn't change them. It's only perception. And when you bring your children to understand their worth and value, then nobody's perception matters. What really matters is who God, their creator, says they are. And that's exactly how I've brought up these children. So thank you all so very much. I think the rooms have been closed and they will be joining us shortly. Let me check again. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Our incredible leaders are all back. Thank you all so very much. I'm sure it's been a powerful, wonderful room because you all came back, and I didn't want to interrupt it because I guess the discussions were going up really, really well. Anybody wants to share what they took from their own interaction, from their own group? We want to hear from you. Like I said, I've come here open to learn from you. You are all leaders in your own areas, fields, domains, and right, because you are unique. There is none like you. I want to learn from you. Who is going to start? Awesome. It's like Chinda is going to start. Awesome. Over to you, Chinda.
We said women has to claim and to go before the situation, support each other really, because we don't have that. We don't have that. We have to sit, support each other, and let people know that a sportswoman is a sports girl, is a mother, is a friend, is a woman, is a workers. If we have to know that, and our mates, the men, know that we have many personality in one woman, and we have the courage to claim every situation, not covering our own, we will improve our empowerment and take the hands for the youngs and have an African view, because we don't have the same realities and the same fashion like Europeans. When you make sport, you are a woman. If you don't behave good, it's frustrate the parents. The parent is frustrated about your behave, and then refuse the young women, the young girls to enter the sports. So we have to think about that. When we have internship, we just know that doing internship, we can integrate some women special activities. We are not Europeans. You have to know that a sportswoman has to know how to cook, how to take care of herself, her as a woman, as a lady, take care as a house.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chinda. That's powerful. That's powerful. I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm sure we've all been blessed by
that. I want to say. Yes.
Thank you so very much. Yes, we've got to be role models. Yes, I love that word, claim. We've got to reclaim. We've got to reclaim. For too often, we've let others take in, who we are or
12 years,
whatever.
during 12 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And thank you so much for sharing. Bless you. We are
It was
so
Army
blessed.
Men team. It was Army Men team. And I saw the difference. And I saw when we went to competition, I saw how they take care of me, of my security, my players. When we go to the foreign city and so on, things that you cannot see with women's. And that's an effort we have to do.
Wow. Wow. I think, Sarah, what is coming on mind? And Dr.
We are the
Victorine,
power of the world. We have
we
the
are.
power of the world.
We
And
are.
we have to
We do.
realize that and do that.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, Chinda. I really appreciate that. I'll bring another person now, just take it off the spotlight. We are really grateful. And like she said, definitely we have another incredible sport woman here. But where's Chinda? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no. Sarah, can you get Chinda back? I'm sorry. Is she back? Chinda, are you there? Chinda, are you there? I'm sorry. I think I had to, unfortunately, I think mistakenly, pardon me. Perfect. Pardon me, Chinda. Pardon me. That was an
She's
error.
back.
Yeah, she's back. Thank you so much,
She's
Chinda.
joining.
That was an error. Yes. Thank you. That was incredible. I think Dr. Victorine also shared this. Sarah, I think what's coming in mind, we are having these incredible sports women, leaders in the field of sports. Maybe the next Global Women Leadership Summit, we have to have a particular part just for the women in sports. Because honestly, it's an incredible discipline for leadership. Thank you so much, Chinda. I think we'll be looking at that. We'll be working to have a representation at the Global Women Leadership Summit just for the sports, women in sports. Thank you. Any other person wants to share? We've had some incredible conversations there. Who wants to share, please? Or Sarah is going to call you out.
We have Joanne who has a question. I don't know if she's still here. Yeah, Joan Louise, you said you have a question you wanted to ask. And Vicky, if you can unmute yourself. They are still here, but they're still muted.
Hello.
Perfect. Hello,
Yeah.
Juan.
Vicky, is it
Yes,
Vicky
Yes,
talking?
yes, please.
Yeah, please, Vicky, go on.
Yes.
From our discussion, I just highlighted the fact that I was so much impressed with women empowerment, and realizing your purpose, and then helping other people. I mean, especially the young women, the young generation, to also find their own. So I was telling my colleagues that being a teacher, I meet so many young girls, young women, and children for that matter. So when I look at each one of them, I don't look at them as individuals. I look at them in most cases as representatives, community leaders, future community leaders, So as I'm addressing them, when I'm helping them, when I'm assisting them in anything, I look at their future. I don't look at the present, because when you look at the present, you can be discouraged. But I'm always having this hope that whatever little baby steps that they are taking right now, they are going to be built and they will be helpful in future. So I was so encouraged to keep doing this, as my takeaway from this conference. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Vicky. Powerful, powerful work you're doing there. We celebrate you and thank you for being that leader, empowering these young people wherever they are. As you're teaching them, it doesn't matter, like you said, those baby steps, wherever they are at their journey. Like too often, you're very right. We focus on the physical, the current circumstances. We are here to encourage one another. things will change. The best is yet to come. Let's not keep our eyes fixed on what we see ahead of us, for these things shall change. And honestly, often they are not even challenges. They may be things that want to build us, prune us, or reveal what is in us that we have to take away. For some of us, we've carried some baggages from the past. We've carried resentment. We've carried bitterness. And when that challenge comes, it spills out what we've stored within us, what we've suppressed, that we are not even aware. And it's not to shame us. It's not to make us any less, but to become aware so we can bring in now what we desire with that hope that you said, Vicky. Then we are confident that we can build a greater generation and nation. Thank you. And someone's hand is on. Kwan, go on. Then I'm going to bring our speakers all together for the panel so you can ask your questions to them. I'm going to ask them a few questions myself. Kwan, please unmute yourself and ask your questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this moment. I think everyone is listening to me, right?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Kwan.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for this discussion since from the first speaker up to the end. So it's really giving us hope and then giving us confidence as a women, especially women of South Sudan. As South Sudan this year is going for election, so we are having confidence to well prepare for the election or to go outside there to raise awareness, raising how the women are going to prepare, how the women are going to be powerful. So is so really a very great message. So even having hope that sometimes I losing hope, but the one what I take today is like when I'm empower my community and I empower my children and also my children going to empower their generation to generation to make sure that this nation is going to develop as a greater than nation. Because when I start to empower another woman and another woman is going to empower their children and the children going to empower, this is a very good a nation which is going to like it is growing. The nation it is growing. So for me as a person, as a woman with disability, I have confidence for how to empower myself and how to empower my sisters with disability. It is giving me hope to reach to the grassroots and to give them awareness, how to empower their self and how to empower their children or to change to make their children not to have thinking that our mother is having disability, has nothing. We want to be very grateful as every woman is having. So we, and like me, Lucy, I'm so happy. And also for the second speaker is talk about the position of the women in the government or in the parliament, national parliament and state parliament. And as in South Sudan, we have worried last, this year is one of our speaker is called Nunu Kumba. She's the speaker of legislative assembly. And then this woman, she removed and she replaced her place with a man. And then we as a women, we wake up and then we trial our level best to replace that position with women. And it is come and a pale, but it is not giving us giving up. And today, what I'm learning, it is giving us hope. It is giving us to learn which solution are we going to take, like what are we going to do to stop this kind of things. So I'm so really very happy for that, for inspiring women all over the world. It is not only in South Sudan, but all over the world. I think if it is empowering me, if it is inspired me, so I'm going to inspire to the community or to the county level up to the grassroots, and which is giving me be confident by myself. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wonderful Juan Luis. We know that voice, that beautiful, amazing, empowering voice. You're doing an incredible job in South Sudan. I would thank you for doing the work that is so needed. Those who don't see themselves, because society has labeled them and placed them somewhere, you are there for them. Thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate you. And I love how you said, we are building nations. We are not losing hope. We know that when we start from where we are, when I empower my own children, then they empower a generation. I have other women like yourself. We're going to create the world, the ideal world that we desire. So all hope is not gone. We don't actually destroy old patterns or fight them. By fighting them, we create new things and all things become obsolete. The world we see today that maybe we think is not the best, is whatever it is, we want to create a new world. We want to create a better world for our children where we can all thrive and leave a lasting legacy. Love, serve one another, respect and value one another. We can create that world. There is so much hope when I see incredible, inspired and empowered women like yourself who are committed to passing the baton on to their children, and the children will go on and do to the family's family. I will bring my wonderful speakers here. Thank you so very much again. And I'm going to just ask them a few questions, okay? And then you can also ask your question. Let me bring Dr. Victorine. She is there. I'm going to just add her to the spotlight. Can you please put on your video, Dr. Agum, please? Latoya, thank you. If your video is not on, I cannot spotlight you. Latoya, can you please put on your video? Perfect. Okay. And Dr. Agum, where is my wonderful dog? There she is. Thank you.
Present.
Thank you so very much. There she is, a wonderful trailblazer. I want to ask a question. I'm going to ask them if you have any questions, please do ask for them as we wait for our wonderful Angela Preston. Hopefully she is home by now and will be joining us shortly. Dr. Agum is unfortunate I've not been able to share that wonderful, incredible video of hers. She has received endless awards. And honestly, the first time, I'm really sorry, I'm just charging my computer so it doesn't die. The first time, Sarah, you agree with me that we heard from this incredible leader. Her humility was one of the things that struck us. She just wrote to us and even called herself Victorine. For so long, and my team were like, before we realized this is a doctor, oh my goodness. Dr. Victorine Agum. And I know what it means, like you said, and I think Vicky said that it's different in Africa. Yes, sometimes maybe people are advanced here. There are some rights that women are given here and they take for granted. I know it must be hard. How do you do it? Just how? And what role has your humility? She is incredibly humble. If she tells you the award she has. And I was like, and this lady is so humble. I mean, we are all humble. Empowered women are humble. I don't want to say I'm arrogant, absolutely, but I'm so blessed. And please, do you want to share with us what role has this got and what keeps you grounded and humble despite everything you have achieved?
Thank you, Dr. Sylvia. I keep saying the way you talk, I feel that's what is this really mean. But thank you for those kind words. It just helped to empower me and give me the energy to do more. And what has kept me going and is keeping me going is the fact that besides every art, you have to be competent. My competence.
Oh no, we've lost her. She was talking about competence. I think her competence keeps her grounded and unshakable. Excellence speaks for itself. It's like light speaks for itself. There she is. Awesome. Please put your video on so we can bring you back, darling. We're just talking about your competence. It keeps you grounded. You're confident and unshakable. That's the thing. Women who are competent, women who know they do.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. Okay. I can do. Do you mind putting on your video so I can bring you to the spotlight? Thank you. Thank you. I don't think your video is on yet.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you very well, but your video is off. I wanted to bring you on the screen. into the platform so you can be.
My video, okay. My video is on. It's just that it's dark.
All right, let me see. Perfect. Just go on. Just go on. Go on, please.
Yeah. So what has kept me going all this while is with my confidence is the mastery of my subject. And this idea that pushed me to master my subject was when I was coaching a masculine first division team in our country, all boys, men older than myself. When I started talking to them, I was like, hey, dear men for Christ, it's the economics of football. We were asking derogatory questions. What is a woman doing here? Does she even know football? What can she say? I just said, okay, just wait when you give me the opportunity to talk. The moment I made my introductory words with those coaching terminologies, when they went back home in their little groups, hey, she knows, Ekone, April, please. They gave me the opportunity a second time to organize a training session.
Wow.
Since I knew they were doubting whether I could be capable to do what I am doing, I had to now be very professional in terms of arrival, my dressing,
Agum, please,
my
I'm
timing,
sorry. We need
the
your
use of
video
words,
on.
the use
I
of
want
diction
everyone to
or
see you. Please. I can't spotlight you. I can't bring you. Please. Sorry to interrupt. I want them to see you. I want
my
you.
video.
Maybe you have put your screen. If you're using your mobile phone, you have to come on the Zoom screen. If your video is on and you go elsewhere, perfect. That's I can see you now. If your video is on, you go elsewhere, perfect.
And Angela is there also.
Oh, amazing. Where's Angela?
Angela is there.
Amazing. Let me bring her on. Oh, thank you so very much. Our wonderful trailblazer I've been talking about. I'm going to bring her now and then we'll leave her over to you. Thank you so very much, Angela. She's just flown in from New York to be here with you all. I've been talking about her. In a short while, she will be speaking. Let Dr. Victorine just finish. Thank you so very much. We are truly honored and grateful to the wonderful Angela Preston. You will hear from this powerful trailblazer shortly. Go on, Dr. Victorine. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry before I interrupt you. We're talking about mastering your subject. So they gave you the opportunity a second time to lead.
Yeah, so once I did that, I gained the confidence of all of the athletes, the president of the club, and I started training them. The head coach had to even travel because of the fact that I could do so. From then, I knew that if you have to lead, you must be confident, and for you to be confident, you must master your subject. For you to master your subject, be you must be informed about the things around you. So any woman that is leading today, and when you lead appropriately with the right subject, with the right people, people are bound to respect you. And in course of respect, you are bound to be humble. And once you are humble, the people around you will lift you. And that is why I said, Dr. Sylvia, you are lifting me because when I came to you, I was just a participant. You took me to a panelist, you took me to a speaker because after that you saw that there was mastery. Without that, I wouldn't be again speaking in your sphere. So, my dear sisters, for us to be able to lead, to be humble, we must master our subjects. We must be competent. We must be accountable. We must be punctual. All of this makes us the leaders that we want to be. Thank you.
Wow, that's powerful, powerful. I'm not going to repeat anything there. She said it all so clearly, so eloquently that I cannot add anything. And thank you for everything you do, Dr. Victorine. I am just going to, I think she's gone off now. So I might just remove her from the spotlight. I understand she's traveling. We will be having the wonderful Angela Preston. I almost said Dr. Angela Preston, but I bet you the next time she's joining here, she just keeps studying and studying. I bet I'll be introducing her as a doctor with a PhD. This woman is a trailblazer. Before I go to her, and we'll just leave her and she'll take over the panel session with end here. Then you can come back and ask your questions after Angela, if you don't mind. After I ask Latoya this question, Latoya, as a young leader, I mean, it's incredible. You inspire me always. And Angela is also here. You are so young. Yes, you are my daughter. I cannot take credit for everything you're doing, honestly. You've worked so hard. You've devoted the time. Like I said, we don't really bring transformation. We don't really change people. You change yourself. You make the decision. Once I saw the seed in you and I sowed and nurtured that seed, you actually decided to keep doing it, nurturing it. You enjoyed what you were becoming and you kept nurturing yourself to grow and sprout. I just want you to share with us as a young girl. I mean, from there, I mean, Angela has taken you to a platform. She's one of those. I've spoken about you so much, Angela. They've heard so much about you before you even joined. And I'll be talking much again. You will hear from her now, and you realize that I did not even say 1 million of what she truly is. How do you do this? What makes you so confident? You've spoken in the House of Commons. You've spoken among great women. From when you were small, we started putting you. I remember you were just how many years old when they invited you to the House of Commons to speak amongst great leaders. I wasn't even invited. This little girl was invited to be the speaker. Joking now. That's it. As great leaders, as mothers, we want our children to thrive. What makes you so confident and grounded? And what can you share with the incredible leaders who are here listening to you that we can go and share maybe with our children or those young people in the community we are supporting? Thank you.
So I spoke a bit before about the importance of our creative genius being nurtured at a very young age. And when you're really young, you're very moldable, very tender. So everybody has the exact same capability to be just as confident as any truly confident person. But it's just a matter of having that support and the right people to actually bring it out of you before the rest of the world can. For example, I always teach that you need to know who you are before the rest of the world decides to give you a label, because if you don't know who you are, everyone else will tell you who you are. And in this day and age, everybody is, there's so many confidence gurus online who are teaching you this is what you need to do to be confident, or this is what you need to do to have high self-esteem. And despite all of that, I'm able to stay grounded because at a very, very young age, I just had that. This is also another sign as well to take coaching and training and mentoring sessions with Voice of Nations, because I actually had those with my younger friends. But also what you do realize is it's actually quite funny, because that's what I was thinking. I kind of do think of that often, about how my confidence is linked to those training sessions and coaching sessions I had with my mom as a child. But I had them with other friends. And now when I look at where we all are today and our levels of confidence and self-esteem, they're still different. So even though that played a part of it, I think this has just made me realize literally on the spot that despite the amount of training and mentoring or mentorship you get, it really is about you knowing your purpose. So despite how many gurus you go to or professionals you go to or how many therapy sessions you have, if you don't know your purpose, then it becomes impossible for you to truly be confident. So actually, that is genuinely the reason why I am so confident, and it seeped into everything I do in every area of my life.
Wow. Wow. I have no word for that. Thank you so very much, Latoya. And I'm sure we inspired, we've learned from her. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to take myself off right now. You ask her all your questions. I have introduced her several times, but she is worth being introduced several times. I believe you will agree with me. The amazing, wonderful, inspirational trailblazer, role model, Angela Preston. Thank you so very much, Angela. Angela has literally flown back to the UK tonight from New York. Angela was contacting me on her way. She just arrived at the airport. Her son picked her up. She wanted to be here because she's a woman who builds other women. She's a community builder, nation builder, her family. She's an incredible mom, an incredible grandmother. I'm not even to the level of grandmother yet. In fact, I was telling her, you've got to teach me, Angela. You know, she is incredible. Like I said, she's a TEDx speaker, an author, award-winning speaker, coach, passionate about reducing the impact of addiction and counseling lines within the communities and building leaders within our communities to have global impact. She's into politics because she understands that having the impact in the community is not enough. She wants to change some of those laws, especially in the field of addiction. We heard Dr. Agum said it so well, the importance of getting children engaged in sports and other things to take them off addiction. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, incredible leaders, let's welcome the wonderful, inspirational Angela Preston, who will be talking to us today about the power of resilience, leadership, and especially in the community. I'm going to get off here, Angela, and you will have the floor. Thank you so very much again. We are truly grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Sylvia, thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful, you went off then, that wonderful, wonderful introduction. It was really nice of you. But I have to go to Latoya because I interviewed Latoya and I actually wrote this on a post on LinkedIn yesterday about her. She's definitely a mum's daughter. She is, without a doubt, a mum's daughter. I interviewed Latoya when she was around 10 or 11 with her mum on the radio, and I am still mystified at what she knew at that age, because she was incredible. She could hold her own at that age, and the world is massive, and Latoya plays a huge part in what it's going to look like because of the person she is. I seen some pictures of her in New York yesterday on LinkedIn, and I was blown away that 18 she went to New York on her own. Tells you everything.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Oh, Latoya, you really are a role model, not just for young people, for older people as well, because there's never the right or the wrong time to start something new, and you've already proven that. You led the way for your younger brother and sister. You led the way for not just them, for all the kids that come after you, all the young people that come after you, and all the adults that come after you. So for me, you're incredible, but you was never going to be anything other than that because you're your mum's daughter.
Thank you so
bless you. Thank you as well, Angela. You're so kind. Thank you. Thank you.
It's the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because what Latoya said before about confidence and self-worth and self-esteem. This is the thing about resilience. The more confidence and the more self-worth we've got about ourselves, the more resilient we become. And linking that to your purpose and your passion, that brings out fire within you, and it brings out the best in you so you can give to others. Like Dr. Sylvia's just said, I've literally just walked through the door and got onto Zoom. At 19 hours traveling, I went to see my son, daughter-in-law and grandchildren in New York, and I actually graduated with a social policy degree only 3 weeks ago. In that degree was a 20,000 word dissertation on the impact of county lines on families and communities across the UK. And I covered psychological impact, social impact, and the economical impact, because it's much bigger than we think. And I actually fell into this path because it affected my own son. He unfortunately fell into addiction, my youngest son, and I needed to understand it, because as a mum, that's the greatest role you'll ever have bestows upon you. That's how I feel. So for me to understand, not just as a mum, but as a woman of other mums that are going to walk this path after me, I need to find some answers as to what is causing this rapid rise of addiction and county lines, where we are losing a generation of young people, whether that be from addiction or county lines. We've got to do something differently. And what Latoya's saying about building confidence and self-worth and getting young people to find their purpose from a very young age. Because when we think about politicians, my undergrad degree was in politics. When we think about politicians and their children, they are taught from a very young age what their purpose is in life. My grandson is doing exactly that in New York, because he's got a very different life to what my children had when they were young. He's, he's talking about being an inventor at 5, and he goes to these inventor conferences and studies them. He's studying science at this young age. So he's getting those opportunities from that age, and he's getting the confidence built within him from his parents, who is my son and daughter-in-law. We need to have that in every community, and not just the chosen communities, because I know growing up in poverty, these opportunities weren't there for me, and they're still not there for the kids that are growing up in those places that I grew up in. So that this is the reason why I do the work I do, because if we all come together as a family, as a collective, there's more chance that we can bring this positive change, because county lines and addiction are costing a generation of young people. Ketamine is one of the worst drugs that is available now for young people, and in the dissertation research that I've just conducted, you're talking about 16-year-olds, the things that they're doing to save these drugs, and some of them have lost their lives by the time they're 18 because of the impact of ketamine. So for someone who's resilience, I've had no choice but to build resilience because of what we've been through as a family, and the only way that I could do that was to make a difference. If I come out of this with changing some kind of policy, stopping other families going through what we're going through, then it won't all be in vain. What's affected us through our son's addiction and through our son going through it himself. We're actually still going through it at the moment, because we had him clean from drugs for 150 days, and then he's fallen back into it. So the only way that I can move forward with my life, and my husband move forward with his, is by us making a difference to other people's lives. And the only way I can do that is by studying this subject, so I can look at different ways to bring something different. And when I first met Dr. Sylvia, I was going through this then, and she's been one of my biggest supporters, my biggest encouragers, and my biggest fan, really. She tells everyone all about me, but likewise, because she's made a huge difference in my life, at what she's achieved, what her children have achieved, and she's given me that confidence to be able to say things can be different. Dr. Sylvia came here from Cameroon, and she's made a life for herself and her family, and her children are now changing the lives of other children. And for me, that's what a leader looks like. So you've got your leader right there in front of you, who is conducting this Zoom right now, and Dr. Sylvia.
Bless you, and that's you, Angela, that incredible leader. Thank you.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
I was saying, thank you so very much, Angela. You are the leader. You are the role model. It's an inspiration. Honestly, we inspire one another. We've come a long way. And let me not even get in. Let me just leave Angela to share with you what she's got to share today. She's an incredible leader. She's an incredible, and look at what she just said. She's using her own pain to transform life. She's incredibly selfless. Let me just mute myself here. I'll come back and
When I didn't start on this path, by the way. I started off in corporate 35 years ago, and I started off as a manager, leading teams. But we have to look a little bit deeper, and we have to look at what our purpose is. I'm going to go into the bedroom, if you don't mind, because my husband's sitting right next to me, and he'll be sitting listening and putting me off because he's watching TV now. He's just got in, and he's got to relax. It's been a tough day. It's been a really tough day. 19 hours later, so I hope you don't mind. I'm sitting in the bedroom.
absolutely not. Thank you. We are blessed and privileged to have you.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to stay awake. I think I've had 2 hours sleep. We booked premium seats thinking we get a good sleep, because it was a late night flight, and they were actually worse than the economy seats, to be perfectly honest. And we didn't have the business class money to pay for them. But we're here, we're home, and I actually live in Wales now. We've moved to the country, so it's nice and relaxing and peaceful and tranquil. So I did not start off on this path. And this is what, again, I'll go back to Latoya. We have to find that purpose within us. I found mine at 46 when I realised that working in the corporate world, working in finance, was not filling that feeling that fire inside your soul, that thing that lights you up. That wasn't feeding my soul. And I believe that when we've got God's work to do, it comes from our soul, and that wasn't coming from my soul. So I found a new path of coaching and mentoring, and what I was, through all the research I did at the time, and the gurus, as Latoya rightly calls them, I followed people like Les Brown, Brené Brown, Tony Robbins, and every one of them at that time said the best way to get your name out and for people to understand who you are and what you can bring to the table is to share your story in a book. And that book became my reputation. It became my business card. It became the tool that got me into places, and it got me to speak about things that were important to me. And it's all I've realized from a little child, this person was always growing because it was always about helping and supporting people. You know, we have got to make money. Of course, we have to make money because we have to live. But how you make that money makes the difference to how you feel when you go home at the end of the day, and what difference you've made in this world. I was making a lot more money in the corporate world, but that wasn't feeding my soul. And I can still live a relatively good life, but my soul is fed every single day that I go out into a community setting and I work with a group of young people that have been exposed to county lines, that have been exposed to addiction, and now could fall foul of whatever fate awaits them. Until they come on our programme. We have a programme called the Open Door Programme that's accredited, that we actually get people into university who otherwise wouldn't have been given this opportunity. So for me, as a leader, as a mum, because that's the most important role to me, is we don't just raise our own children, we raise every child in that village, every single child in that village, with how we are, who we are, and what we stand for. And that's what I believe a leader should be about. It's not just about what can I get for me out of this? What can I benefit from this? It's about how others can benefit from what you can bring to the table. I think that's really, really important. The confidence side of it, that comes the more you know about a subject. I always teach this to young people. If you want to build your confidence, it's first about building whatever it is you're learning. So competence builds confidence, and confidence builds knowledge, and knowledge builds confidence. So the more knowledge you have about a subject, the more competent you will become, and the more confident you will have to be able to talk about that subject from the beginning to the end. That's where that confidence comes from. And the more confident you are, that then builds that self-worth and that self-belief inside, which brings you to the person that you're working towards being. It's all about learning your topic inside out, back to front and upside down, to make you a better person and more equipped to be able to offer more to this world that we're all part of. Any more, Sylvia? Is there anything else?
Wow, Angela, thank you so very much. Thank you. Angela, I know you've been sharing this, and you can see the claps there. Maybe you have some questions for Angela. I just wanted to share a little bit. They have not heard about that. She was leading in the corporate world, like she said, earning a lot. And I love how you said it's not about, how much you make, it's how you make it. You are not feeding your soul. Could you share? Because I know so many women go through that. We've got some women also from Africa, and I know those cases are more rampant in Africa where women leaders are taken advantage of. Could you please just share your story? I know you had a very challenging, which has shaped you. You had to give up and quit rather than giving to a man who wanted something that was not part of your work. I would love you to share, because you encourage a lot of women here who may be struggling and don't know how to deal with this. Thank you.
So, like I said before, I was in corporate world. I was there for 25 years, and I had built myself up from it was in a finance position, and I built myself up from the lowest ranking position up to senior area manager. What comes with that is people want a little bit more than you're willing to offer or you're willing to give. And throughout that 25 years, along came a certain individual who wanted a little bit more than I was willing to give. I'm a married woman. I've just explained to you, my husband's there. I've been married now for that long. 1991, so that's 37 years. And I've got a really good husband who still opens the car door for me. He makes sure my pajamas are warm of a night when I get in from a cold day, and he cooks dinner for me. And loyalty is massive. Loyalty is huge to me. So when someone was trying his best to get me to turn away from my husband, that wasn't an option for me. So that caused this man to turn on me, and I had a breakdown. And I had to walk away from a very, very comfortable job, a very, very comfortable salary. And I explained before, I grew up in really impoverished area. So the income I was earning was just something I never dreamt that I would earn, because I left school with very few qualifications. It's later on in life that I've gone back and got my degrees and stuff and learned all what I've learned. So at that time, I was fearful of how our life would go, because I didn't have another job to go to. I was really on the floor. I'd had a complete breakdown, but there was no other option than to walk away. And sometimes we are forced into directions that we should have found ourselves. So always remember this: if you are forced in a way, your hand is being forced for a reason. You are not meant to stay where you are, because I found that out the hard way. I had to walk away, and I had to build from the bottom up. And every single one of us have got greatness within us. Every single one of us. So you never forget how great you are. You never forget what you bring to this world, what you offer this world. That's always inside all of us. And it took me a long time to realize that, because this man had knocked me that far down. I didn't really know how to get back up. But from that comes fight. Fight from within. You cannot give up what you believe in. And I knew that I had more to offer. And if I could be totally honest with you now, I would actually shake that man's hand, because he gave me my purpose. By his actions, I used that as a platform to grow and develop and create this life that I now love with every ounce of my being. When I see a young person come to me who's been involved in selling drugs, and at one point, I have to say, as a parent, and this is from a parent, I actually felt a little bit of hatred for drug dealers, because of what they were doing to my son, what they were doing to my family. But the Lord opened my eyes to this. They are also victims. They are also absolutely victims. So I have had now the opportunity to work with people who've been enticed into drug dealing and take them away from it and build a completely new life for them. Had that man not done what he did to me, I would not be doing this work today. And this work it does feed my soul, because I see someone who's gone from being an addict or enticed into drugs, being sold, they are classed as modern day slavery. These young people are being, it's like Oliver Twist. If you remember Oliver Twist all those years ago, that's what's happening on the streets right across the world. Young people are getting used and abused into selling drugs, getting trafficked right the way across every county in the UK. They are getting trafficked across. Had this man not done that to me, I would not be helping to shape the lives of young people. I would not be helping the parents to deal with what they need to deal with to be able to move forward as a family. And there's no greater gift than that I've been given. It's tough and it's difficult, but it's something I am very, very grateful for, because I've been given a task to deal with. And whatever way I come out of it, I don't know, but I have been given that task, and I won't give up until policy has been changed. And that all came from the most difficult time of my life and the most difficult decision that I had to make, to walk away. because I knew I had to walk away. It was either give in or give up and walk away, and I couldn't give in. 37 years of marriage wouldn't let me give in. And the person that I am to, as an individual, I couldn't give into that kind of life with someone who he wanted what he wanted and he didn't care what he was going to do to get it. And I wasn't prepared to do that. So I walked away. I built myself up. What I would say is the way you will find your purpose is by learning and educating yourself in different ways, because we learn more about us. It's more about us understanding who we are before we can help change anybody else. When we change ourselves, we go some way to change a little bit of the world by changing who we are to help other people change who they are.
That's powerful. It looks like she was here at the very beginning. Honestly, the way she said, there's no point to repeat or emphasize on anything. She said it so well, so eloquently. Thank you so very much, Angela. Thank you again for being you. Thank you for the incredible work you do. Thank you for being selfless. Thank you for being that light to our world. As we mentioned before, that Angela has just shared here, but above all, she has revealed. She is a true testament of that. I talk about even your pain may give birth to your purpose. This is a true testament of pain giving birth to her purpose and calling. And there she is beyond her own family and child. And to tell you, she's got some incredible children who are doing amazing as well. Later on, the one she's just come from the US, from New York to visit with the grandchildren. Thank you so very much. Do you have a question for Angela? I'm so sorry. I know our time is fast spent, but I believe and I know, I am confident that we have been benefiting from what Angela is sharing, and we could not stop then. She's done everything to be here with us, not slept. She has to be resting now, and she's here with us. We are truly grateful. Anyone has a question, a final question for Angela, please? Maybe you're going through a similar challenge, you want to know more. Anything, please, can you ask Angela?
If they haven't, they can send you an email and you can send it to me and I can answer the questions.
Perfect.
Also, I will say to you, no matter where you are in the world, you can change your life by doing what you need to do, by getting the education. I know it's more difficult in some countries, but even if you can get some books or you can read it online, I will always be available. If anyone needs guidance, advice, support in any way, Dr. Sylvia's got all my details.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. And please, if you do need that, you also share in the video, and we'll definitely share an email later after this conference. Please do reach out. And I'm very, very confident she will also be here for the Global Women Leadership Summit. So some of you will have the privilege of meeting her in person in Liverpool. Thank you so very much. I know we've taken, it's been so the time and everything. Maybe I'll ask Angela one final question, because I know the world that she has to share with all of you. Okay, someone is there. Gladys, over to you. Perfect. Gladys, please unmute yourself and ask a question.
Thank you very much, Doctor. My question is on women's relationship with women. We are women on the platform and we're talking about empowerment. The experience I have with women is, a while ago, somebody was asked how she is so humbled. I'm sure you're the one who asked that question. Me, I know that the more you grow in education, the more you grow in learning, in empowerment, the more you ought to be humble. But the worry I have is women continue to have this pull her down syndrome in them, no matter how much they grow. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what we can really do as women leaders so that that kind of attitude disappears once and for all for us. Because we gather together, we talk, we say, oh, Sylvia, she's a very good doctor. Angela, I hail you. Latoya is a very good daughter. She is so knowledgeable. But behind the back, we only want to pull each other down. When we have the least opportunity to pull a woman down, we don't hesitate. What is it that we can really do?
I agree. I do actually agree with that, because there's not. So Dr. Sylvia and I have been friends now. It must be for nearly 10 years. And we've always built each other up, always from day one, from when we first met. And I actually do agree with what you're saying, because I've met women that want to bring other women down because they're not where they're meant to be. But what I would say to this is, we are where we're meant to be at that time. And when we accept that, because we do not need to compete with anybody else. God has a plan. I believe in God so much. God has a plan for all of us, for every single one of us. And we're meant to be where we're meant to be until God needs us somewhere else. And that's how I look at life. No matter what happens in our life, we are meant to be there. So I feel that when women start to realize that, they no longer need to compete, because they are where they're supposed to be at that time. And when God allows for something else to happen for them, he'll open that door ready for them to accept.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Angela. And thank you, Gladys. That's a powerful question. I'm sure Dr. Foreman will also want to add. Yes, if you want to, please just put your video on so we can bring you back here. And I think Angela has said it so well. And I think one of the things I would say, like when Angela spoke, also Dr. Foreman spoke here, I think the more empowered you are, like we said again, it's enabling you to access the power. You know your uniqueness, your purpose. You're unique. There can be no two Angela Preston on this planet. There can be no two me. There is no point competing with one another. We enhance each other. I
Yeah.
can't say I'm weak. She brings her strength, and we are fortified. We have what I will never have alone, and what she will never have alone. Together, we have to be stronger. And I want to say this honestly, like she said something really important here. Where you are meant to be there. Most probably, if you have people around you like that, the truth is empowered women. Women who know their purpose. We are not just talking of any leaders. Angela just told you she was building a great corporate company, but that was not her purpose. That was against her soul. She was not fulfilled. So most probably you find women who are leaders in quote. It doesn't mean they are living a purposeful life. It doesn't mean that they are truly fulfilled. And hence, because there is void, they are not achieving. Maybe they think putting others down who seem to be shining will make the light shine brighter. The truth is, Gladys, you will not find any truly empowered woman who is not humble. Because like Angela said, it's a privilege to serve. Angela didn't give herself these strengths and skills, neither did I. But God gave you for a purpose.
Yeah, it's true.
But being the eyes and being proud that the nose cannot see, no. You know your purpose. You are the eyes of this body. There is no competition. But you know the eyes alone cannot thrive in a body. You need each other. And so as Angela said, if they're doing that, we cannot fix them. We cannot change people, but we have the power to become the change that we want to see. Angela shared that. And imagine all of us coming here, because the truth is these women I have called here who are speaking, it's not behind. What they say here, they will say behind. What I say here about them, before Angela came here, I said all of this, and we come a very long way. I know them. And I think we go beyond the surface. You see the depth of the heart. It says God sees the heart. You know, some people may be hardened externally. That's not who they are. But they are covering something. They are fighting a battle they don't want you to see. And truly, such people, what I experience is compassion. Compassion for them. Because a true, authentic, genuine leader, woman, empowered man who is out there to serve, you are there to serve, and it's a privilege to be used. Because when I'm not on this earth, the world will continue. God is capable of replacing me if I don't do the work. So it's an honor to be at the level where I am, to serve everyone. And everyone is at a level that I will need them as well. And I think that's the thing with leaders. They become humble, because it's not like I have it all. I know it all. I may be good in this area. I need Angela in an area. We really hope that helps. Thank you. And like Angela said, where you are, and sometimes as well, maybe if you find yourself amongst, it says, let me just share this. It's a bit funny, but it's true. Okay? Eagles don't flock. Eagles fall. The altitude, if you're going high, no bird soar at that altitude. The height at which eagles are soaring, you find only eagles. They are visionaries. They see beyond the now. They are not competing. They are leaders. If you happen to be around women who are gossiping, gossip this, you need to check. It's time for you to check out. If you are pigeons flock, they do this and do that. You've got to leave that level.
Yeah.
Thank
That's so true.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Angela. And again, I think our time is well spent. I just want to thank you all so very much. I will just call on the speakers, those who are still here. I know it's 15 minutes past 9. We want to thank you all so very much. Again, if you need Angela, you need Dr. Agum Victorine and Latoya, any support from them, myself, please do reach out. We have your emails. We'll send you these details. Angela does a lot of coaching, mentoring, some incredible work, and she is selfless. Dr. Fomum as well. We've seen her. We've heard from her. Latoya, for your young children, please do reach out. I just want you to please leave some words there, what you're taking with you, how the conference has had an impact on you. We will be very grateful. Like we said, these incredible leaders have come to give their time to serve you. It's an honor and privilege. And let's just, thank them and just express gratitude for what we've taken here today. I think as women, let's start from that place, because sometimes, as you also say, we are not grateful. We tend to undermine. Are they the only ones who can only give? They've come to serve us. But we don't thank them intentionally. Let's not be that. I want Angela to share her final word with you as you leave. And Latoya, if you're still there, please do share your final word. And Dr. Fomum Victorine, if you are still there, please do share your final word. Thank you.
I would say, and I finish everything with this, you haven't come this far to only come this far. I truly, truly believe that. There's always something more that you can learn and that you can give.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Powerful. Thank you. Dr. Victorine Agum, you can see the waves for Angela. Thank you. Thank you. Is Dr. Victorine there? Maybe her connection. Latoya, what's your final word, darling? Let me bring her.
I'm right there.
Oh,
I'm right
perfect.
there.
Let me bring you now. Thank you. I'm going to bring you up. If you
I'm
just
right
put your
there.
video. Thank you, Dr. Victorine. Please just put your video so I can bring
I'm
you.
right there.
And your video is on. Perfect. I can see you. Thank you. Latoya, if you just put your video as well as we give our final words. Thank you so much. Perfect. Perfect, Dr. Agum. Dr. Fomum Victorine, over to you, please. I think you're muted.
Yes, I'm present.
Awesome. Your final words. Thank you.
Okay. Am I still muted?
No, perfect. We can hear you.
Just to say, these incredible leaders, let the milestone work. Okay. Incredible leaders, just to say the milestone you cover, never think that it's too small. Just keep moving and moving and moving. And someday the end point will be when we shall all join the knot and we'll form the chain.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Powerful again. Latoya, over to you, your final word.
Before I end, I want to thank the members of
Latoya is muted.
Oh no, I'm not muted. I was just waiting for Dr. Fomum to finish, but I think she's cut off. But my last message would just be to focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. And where you can improve on your weaknesses, of course, focus should be put there, but focus on what you can do and what you do have rather than what you may need or what you don't have or what you lack. That's what I'd say.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you there, Latoya. Powerful. Thank you. Oops. I think awesome. Thank you so very much. That was powerful. Dr. Victor, you wanted to add something else? I'm not sure, but if not, I'm just gonna go on.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you. I want to thank some members who came particularly because of it. I want to thank Karieta. I want to thank Lydia Bissell. I want to thank Madame China because they are the people who want to actually join the network, and the fountain was crazy connecting. I want to thank them for finally making it. They should know that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with just their participation, not a step. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. Thank you. Thank you all so very much. And I'll just end with this. First of all, I just want to thank the incredible speakers for their time, for their knowledge, their wisdom shared. Thank you for giving up your time to share with us your wisdom. We are truly grateful. And to all the incredible guests and delegates, Thank you so very much for being here. Without you, there will be no conference. We truly appreciate you and we value you. To my wonderful team at Voice of Nations, who have also the wonderful Sarah there, working behind the scene, Latoya as well. Thank you all so very much for all that you do, our wonderful volunteers as well, and to all you incredible leaders. Again, I'm just wanting to leave you here. As everyone has said, I really, really agree with them, and I'm just adding to this. You are truly, truly magnificent. You are one of a kind. You are so unique. You are a masterpiece. You are an original. There is none like you on this planet. I want you to understand just how unique you are. But you've got to know that. I cannot know it. Angela cannot know that for you. Latoya or Dr. Agum Formum cannot know that. You've got to, and you've got to tell us. You've got to show that to the world. If you don't know who you are, people will give you labels. People will define you. Step out and start unlocking the greatness within you. You were born great, like Angela, all the other speakers said. You're not going to look for greatness out there. It's already trapped within you. It might just be in that form of a seed now. We are here to help you nurture and nourish that seed. We need to sow it in a fertile environment. If a fertile seed, a good seed is sown in an unfertile ground or is nourished with kerosene, petrol, things that are not good for it, is never going to thrive and will never see that fruit. So we don't want you to abort your destiny because you're already destined for greatness. The people you surround yourself with, the words you speak to yourself, the words you allow yourself to listen to, the people, the environment will contribute a great deal in whether that greatness will flourish and the world will benefit from it, or you remain trapped. The greatness will remain trapped within the seed forever. I'm confident that with all these incredible leaders here, with our support, the global network, you're going to make the decision to thrive. You're going to always be in these environments as we continue to nurture and nourish one another to thrive and grow. Thank you so very much. I love you all. Thank you so much again. I'm going to leave you go. Angela, I'm going to leave you go to your wonderful husband, Barry, now. My love to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr.
So very much.
Right.
We love you all. Thank you.
all
God bless you all.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you
Waiting
so much.
Waiting for the recordings.
Superb. We'll share it straight away. It should be streaming live. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there on YouTube, Facebook?
Yes, please.
It's everywhere.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sarah. There she is. Thank you.
We'll be waiting for the recordings.
Superb. We're going to share that. Sarah, we can start sharing on the
Lydia has
group.
her hand up.
Oh,
Lydia,
great.
what did you want to say?
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Dr. Victoria.
Bye.
Nice to see you all.
Lydia had to say something. Okay, perfect.
Bye-bye. Say yes.
Yeah. Lydian, go on. Yeah, we are here, and then we'll just leave. Yeah. Go on, please. Unmute yourself. Perfect. We're going to end now then. I think she's still muted. We'll catch up with you.
Doctor, before we go, I think Latoya, did you get all the things? Oh, we have so many people wanting to join back. Latoya, did you get all the comments? So we're gonna end it.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, Dr. Sylvia, for this.
Yeah, Lydia.
For this huge conference. It's true, I came very late because I could not join you. I don't know why. Maybe it was the network, or they were only asking I should give the password. Thank God, my mentor. I thank her very much. Dr. Victorine Fomu is really empowering us. I'm really very, very happy for changing the world of my own world. Yeah, that is what I can say. She has made me to really feel like a woman inside sport, to feel indifferent with men. That is, I feel myself now inside my environment. I can talk, I can say what I think, and I can boast to do whatever other men are doing inside our field. I just tell her thanks very much, and I'll thank again Dr. Sylvia, because she really received me. Yeah, and it is making me to enjoy. Yeah, That is what I can say. And
Oh, bless
with
you, bless you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, because a lot of people were asking for the password.
I
The password
know.
were there. I've already put it on the group because some people also
Yeah.
asked. Dr. Sylvia has already put the password legacy. It was there, so thank you.
Yeah, we are so sorry. Maybe next time, because what I did this time, we know people always have that problem, isn't it? I
Yeah.
did not want to put the password, but with Zoom, it's a security measure. We were told if we don't put the password, people need to be authenticated, which is a difficult process that many people will not be able to do. So next time, if you just maybe send messages around, and we'll be able to support.
I
Thank
think
you all.
thank you very much. Thank.
Okay, God.
I think the challenge was the capital L.
All
The challenge was the
right.
capital
Yeah.
L.
That
So most
is
of we just put
true.
L with the
L.
small letters. Yes,
Yeah.
that was
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you. That is
the
true.
capital L.
So next
That
time
was
we
the
put
challenge.
everything in small letters. Thank you for picking that up, Dr.
So maybe
Victorine.
next time you take up the capital letters.
Should we put all in small, in lowercase or capitals?
I think capital is gonna be okay, as we always put on
All
the
in
diagram.
lowercase.
Lowercase or
And we already know.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you so much for the feedback. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, and God bless you all. Thank you so very much. We're going to end the
Thank you.
broadcast now. Thank you. Thank you. just going to end it
Thank
now.
you.
And we just want to thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful and blessed evening and see